Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. Welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. Miss Salon Famboulin, on a couché un cabo. This is a message coming from United for Salon in collaboration with Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. And also for me, well, body people. Charlie, it's all about. Say, once it don't come with a color corona. Say, ain't no care if you black or you white, it is spread it all over. So, my papa, let me take the precautions. Not a party business that attend is for caution. So, number one for the was you and fit up. Not the touch your nose, not the touch your eyes, and not the touch your mouth. When you sick, not for stay in the house. You want cough, not for cover your mouth. You want sneeze, not for cover your nose. Make me help for safe salon. Salon, now we on. No place like home. One sick, not come with a calling corona. Say, ain't no care if you black or you white, it is spread it all over. So, mama, papa, let me take the precautions. Not a party business that attend is for caution. Say, one sick don't come with a calling corona. Say, ain't no care if you black or you white, it is spread it all over. So, mama, papa, let me take the precautions. Not a party business that Welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. Miss Salon Famboulin, on a couché un cabo. This is a message coming from United for Salon in collaboration with Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. And also for me, well, body people. Charlie, it's all about. Say, one sick don't come with a color corona. Say, ain't no care if you black or you white, it is spread it all over. So, mama, papa, let me take the precautions. Not a party business that attend is for caution. So, number one for the was you and fit up. Now they touch your nose, now they touch your eyes, and now they touch your mouth. When you sick, now for stay in the house. You want cough, now for cover your mouth. You want sneeze, now for cover your nose. Make me help for safe salon. Salon, now we on. No place like home. One sick, now come with a calling corona. Say, ain't no care if you black or you white, it is spread it all over. So, mama, papa, let me take the precautions. Not a party business that attend is for caution. Say, one sick don't come with a calling corona. Say, and also for the well body people. Charlie, it's all about. One sick don't come with a calling corona. Say, ain't no care if you black or you white, it is spread it all over. So, mama, papa, let me take the precautions. Not a party business that attend is for caution. So, number one for the was you and fit up. Now they touch your nose, now they touch your eyes, and now they touch your mouth. When you sick, now for stay in the house. You want cough, now for cover your mouth. You want sneeze, now for cover your nose. Make me help for safe salon. Salon, now we on. No place like home. One sick, don't come with a calling corona. Say, ain't no care if you black or you white, it is spread it all over. So, mama, papa, let me take the precautions. Not a party business that attend is for caution. Say, one sick don't come with a calling corona. Say, ain't no care if you black or you white, it is spread it all over. So, mama, papa, let me take the precautions. Not a party business that Greetings, fellow Sierra Leonean and viewers beyond the Sierra Leone community. Welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. Today for be a day where I will come in and celebrate within the family
of this station and fans and friends. Unfortunately, things turn out. When I'm what I mean by celebrating me darling son, when Charlie, we reside in the Republic of Sierra Leone, gets a bouncing baby boy, we for be we're a blessing to an addition to a family, to the Salon for All family. And I did take this opportunity for congratulate him and your wife today on the new bouncing baby boy. And again, with that said, I was able to manage some smile there because I a blessing for we all. The as they can say, the young must grow, and they are the future of tomorrow. Once again, congratulations to my darling son and a wife on the bouncing new addition to the family. Having said that, on the community announcement, I take this opportunity for extend sincere gratitude to Madam Ajaratu Mohammed of the metropolitan area. This is not a woman who take up on herself, it take in own finance for help the community for fight against COVID-19. What I mean by that, it taking your money, it try for get a tailor, we basically make Muslim for Sierra Leone and around the metropolitan area. And I also happen to be one of the beneficiary, meaning that it sent me also for me and my family about 5 masks where I received about 2 days ago. I appreciate them. I tell them thank you. And a person will also get business. I will try for bring her in later. This not a waiting for say it be once get recognition, but I believe say when some of we they do well in the community, it's necessary that we able for acknowledge them people they are so able for celebrating within their life and tell them thank you. Having said that, I did tell them plenty thank you on behalf of the Salon for All Voice for All Network Television for in efforts towards humanity and a selfless sacrifice to humanity. Having said that, under other community announcement for the Garden State, New Jersey, to be precise, unfortunately, we get two, but again, God knows best. So, with unfortunately for we, as we will say, as Motorman, but God, we can always say, we're not questioning will. This is not an individual way I would say it don't serve in so many capacity not only in within the Sierra Leone community but beyond the Sierra Leone community. It a human rights activist. It happened for be an ambassador of United Nations where basically they use a voice for basically fight for the right of individual within the African community as a whole, not limited to only Sierra Leone community. And that's on individual. It's no other person but Uncle Fode Abubakar Mansari. We lost it in New Jersey. Another individual, now a person we don't live together under one household, like a sister, where it be saying we provoke ourselves, we get we laugh, we cry together, that type of thing. Unfortunately, himself today, he don't losing life this morning. So we get like two shocking news na the na New Jersey. And I know say it's a trying time for we all, but I know say we're in a strong community and we go did it for each other, for uplift each other, and we go through this together um, as the Sierra Leone family in the New Jersey community. In terms of ambassador, His Excellency Ambassador Fode Abubakar Fode, a man who left so many people then behind, some of which is in lovely mother Haja Balu Ajabalu Mansare, Mrs. Ajabalu Mansare, when a mama, where he left behind. He also left the a lovely wife, when Mrs. Patricia Mansare. He also left behind a brother, when a wonderful motorman, where I don't know for years, when Mr. Mustafa Mansari with the right behind them. He also left behind another sister, when Madame Miriam, within our salon. Madame Yore, we happen to be a very good friend of mine for years. Another wonderful human being, where I don't know for years. I can keenly recall we're talking about 20 years back, where I did go to the house, where it did do me here, very nice human being. Another sister, when Madame Memuna, where I think say in reside na United Kingdom, And another one we na another good friend of mine, we na Madam Fatmata Mansari. He also left behind two children, we na Kadim as well as Tanisha. We take this opportunity again for extend we sincere and deepest condolences to the entire family and to the entire community of New Jersey. Madam Rose Insef Naposiwe left behind two wonderful Pekindam, one of which na Esther, and then another one we na Joshua. He also left behind a husband and also in other family, which na Madam we na with Mami na Madam Josephine Elliott. We na also in Mami Toram when I bring na this country and in border, I would say now in border, we commonly know as DJ Slide, when Mr. Sylvester Elliott. We all they extend condolences to the entire family. Having said that, at the pause, as usual, we can start with the opening tune where I mean they play earlier, when a sensitization tune for educate the general public about this COVID-19 and how critical it is, how important it is for now it be a constant reminder for now we take all necessary precaution for help save life and the lives around we. And I thank you and I welcome. I will bring few people, then we will talk about the deceased, and then from there I will bring we guest today when Mr. Kutubu, Mr. Mohammed Kutubu Koroma. And I thank you for your time. May God bless we all. May God make we overcome this deadly disease. We many don't succumb to around the world. And I thank you again and welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television.
Welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. Miss Salon Fambude, on a couche and cabo. This a message come up from United for Salon and collaboration with Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. And also from the well body people. Charlie, Talabon.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mr. Mustafa Mansare, fellow Sierra Leonean and viewers beyond the Sierra Leone community. Like I promised, I go bring somebody na the phone where na a brother, na a young biological brother, we go know I'm better than any of we so appreciate this man in work what he left behind. Having said that, I did pause for na give we a short background about Honorable, or should I say, His Excellency, Mr. Fode, Ambassador Fode Mansare. Welcome, sir. Once again, on behalf of the entire team and the family, we they extend with sincere condolences, sir. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me.
You're welcome, sir. So many go one know for the one that we don't know because we will reside na New Jersey at least. We know within Uncle Fode is capable for do when it comes to community business them and when it comes to in a type of family in a very close, very tight. So I want you to give me background about Uncle Fode for the one that we don't know him, like how we go know him.
For Uncle Fode, well, man, no, I mean, no, ask me, brother. Get one belief. He say, if you're not successful, not a man of this life, and everybody around you not successful, everybody fail around you, you're a failure in life. For the belief say, if you the rise, if people are more around you, for also they rise with you, for making you be a successful mortal man, which means you should not be selfish. Me in a meeting I host today, so then a prime example, the host where me live today, me one cent not me penny not day. Me brother na key give me say
Yeah.
go make sure say you pay mortgage. The day you don't get mortgage, can't call me. You know must I don't learn to for day. We come. We be lent to me. I say I don't pay you. Oh, if you don't pay me, I say yes. They say okay. I go back for go lent back. This is not the kind of time I will be. Let God care and good side. Let God forgive her for any bad thing we do.
Amen.
Me, I dey ask anybody in the community for the come, make them forgive her.
Amen. Amen.
But this man, a man, we make peace with everybody. A man, we helpful to everybody. Now the man this way, if anything poor na me house, I dey call Foodie. Foodie, me sue I don't boss. He dey send somebody, and we send somebody not to me they pay. Now they pay. It is the way the person cannot pay.
Yeah.
This is the kind of person we be. One lady called me today, they cry. They cry. Now I say, now what are this? He say, no. He say, I want to you know, say, this your brother, we get so. Now your brother. But you don't know what he mean at the community. He say, when a family go fish, when I don't lose somebody. But the community don't lose somebody who we confide in. What would they go to? We all go cry with secret problems then to them. And it's solved for we. These are some of the kind things that people they call me, they say about my brother. And it make her feel proud. And if not for prayer, Foodie for me they alive today. The whole world pray for Foodie. The whole America pray for Foodie. I believe say God want her. God want her, Pastor want her. A mission that the dunya they don't done. So God call him back. And I believe say right now, it in heaven. You know why I believe so?
Yeah.
Today, you just tell what the man they die, and the door they sleep. Now I see and I'm begin night calm. Now I say, Foodie. I say, what happened? I mean they say no well. Now I say, I don't well, I'm not sick again. Now I say, but the doctor then tell we say, you know well, why you come on our hospital? Now I say, why did you listen to the doctor there? I wake past sleep, I sweat.
Yeah.
Now they tell me where if I say, hey, I said the dream I dream, so it's not fine. You know, in 30 minutes, then they call me say don't die. Which means sometimes they tell me the struggle for die. Like come meet me, tell me, say, I'm not sick anymore, I'm not feeling any pain no more. I'm fine. You know? But for telling the truth, this na man way he is so help people there to your own fault. Even people there who they do am bad, where you don't can complain to me, say, this person don't do me bad, this person don't do me this. Make you don't grab, I go fetch for her, I go make blah blah. Pass I can see the person back tomorrow, and they tight one. And they say you for it. Me don't go make enemy for you.
Yeah.
Then you don't can. You say I'm not be sending for go fetch. I just can't blow me mind to you no more.
Oh yeah.
This is not the kind of person for the be. He had to go warm night today, but next minute he don't move on. And if you ask him for help, he could go all out of your way and help you. Let God give him good word, sister. Let God give him. It's not the matter of my brother be.
I know.
I know, sister.
I can attest with that when it comes to community event, when it comes to being an advocate for anything having to do with salon, or like I said earlier, even beyond the salon community. I believe say not only Sarah Leone lost an icon, a legend, but beyond the salon community. When I can keenly recall when it comes to things like if we get for go maybe protest now United Nations, different place that man at the front line is always a community person. Or every year when it comes to the the salon anniversary, hey,
Yes.
Uncle Ford they need a meeting this year. It's so sad. It's really
Yes.
sad.
Yes.
We all just get for be strong because then it always did at the front line when it can't to then kind event then yeah. But like I say, maybe that dream now it comfort from Allah for say it's in a better place now. And as much as we all love Allah love him the most. So
Yes.
we all will continue for pray for ne it gets the highest of Jannah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know if you want to say any other thing before I get another individual way. Now one of the ambassador will also been the work with him. Where instead go like for come and say one or two things. You want to say anything on behalf of your family or the mommy?
Yes.
How the mommy they call? Please feel free, sir.
The mommy strong.
Yeah.
Strong. You know, easy, but the mommy strong. And everybody in our family is strong. Our family are a very close family.
Yeah.
They ask everyone for how we celebrate food in life we live.
Yes.
No, no, feel just sorry. I know say it tough. No, not just sit down and cry. No, celebrate the life of the man live. It was a life well worth it.
Yes.
Well worth it. So on that note, I can say, let's celebrate what we live. Not to first just say, hey, the man with all us, let's celebrate the life we live. I feel say that that's what they go want.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
That they go want.
Having said that, with that waiting in on behalf of the family and waiting you the request from we will celebrate in grand style by the grace of God. But you know, say the initial stage we all will feel the pain, but indeed we will celebrate the life we live.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mustafa. God bless you and your
God bless
family
you too.
for everything, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Fellow Sierra Leonean, and I just hear the voice and the statement coming from the biological of Uncle Fode, where they give a background of Uda Uncle Fode be a person where they sacrifice selflessly for humanity as a whole. Having said that, I they putting on hold again for no get another person. In the meantime, I will put the awareness song where it be say for the remind we of what will they go through at this moment. In voice for all network television.
Miss Salon Fambouden, on a couché un cabo. It's a message coming from United for Salon in collaboration with Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. And also for me, well, body people in Charlie.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum, Ambassador Malik.
Yes.
I have you on live. I wanted you to basically give the world a brief background of what Ambassador, the late Ambassador Fode Abubakar Mansari meant to you and to many out there. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much for having me in your program. I'm
Welcome.
really appreciative of that. Ambassador Fode Mansouri was my colleague in International Human Rights Commission. We worked together for a while, and he was more than a colleague. He was like a big brother to me. He had been a visionary. He had been guiding me. He had been sharing his lifetime experiences with me and always motivating and encouraging me to do the right thing to the people. He was a very, very hardworking person. He was a very committed person. And he used to love to stand up for the people who could not fight for themselves. And I used to learn every single day, I learned from him. And every year we used to host conferences, and he was always the person who used to organize things very systematically, very, organized way. So for me, he was my mentor, my colleague, my brother, my confidante. I can't even imagine. I can't even think of doing anything without him. I'm completely shattered, completely broken heart.
We're all sorry for the loss of not only our community but beyond our community, in which you happen to be one of those individuals that had the opportunity to be around this icon, this legendary. So, what would you miss the most about him, or what? How can you describe his personality as well?
One very important thing which I want to share, which I'm going to miss, although I learned a lot from him. He had always been a very, very strong supporter and advocate of mentoring youngsters. He always tried to convince me in every program, in every event, in every conference. He always requested me that we should bring the youth out.
We should involve them. We should mobilize them, and we should help them to overcome their own emotional and psychological and professional challenges.
Mhm.
So that is something I learned, and I'm going to miss as well. And I'm sure you know that very recently, 2 weeks ago, we hosted a conference, global online video conference,
Mhm.
talking about this emergency responders team.
Mhm.
And that was his brainchild. It was his idea to mobilize the youngsters around the world to fight against this pandemic of coronavirus. So he was, as I said, he was a visionary, and I will still miss all my life the vision he used to share with me, and he used to guide me to do good things for the rest of the world. And and remember, he was not just a West African community member. He was member of the world community. He always thought the whole world as his own home. And whenever there was a community or someone individual who had the issues with their governments, with the individuals, with the organizations, he used to be very, very bravely standing up with them, and always fought for the people who could not fight for their own rights.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh, can you also share what are the title or what position he hold for those that, while he was here in this temporal world, for those that were not familiar of the legacy that this man left behind?
Thank you for asking this very important question. International Human Rights Commission is the intergovernment organization working with different parts of the world, fighting for the human rights and organizing disaster relief efforts. Ambassador Fode Mansre was the deputy foreign minister of the organization. His main responsibility was to build up the alliances and relationships around the world with different governments and, of course, different organizations, and see if we can mobilize some resources from one part of the world to another part of the world where they were needed most. So he was the deputy foreign minister and the high representative to African Union and the United Nations of International Human Rights Commission.
Wonderful, wonderful. I do believe, like you said, his legacy will live on, and many of us will live by that example to give to our community selflessly. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you so very much on behalf of Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television for taking time out of your busy schedule at this critical time to come here to speak about His Excellency, the late Ambassador Fode Abubakar Mansari.
I really appreciate that. And before I leave, I just want to share one quick thing.
Sure.
This morning, when I heard the news early this morning around 6 o'clock, my first reaction was, "That's it. I'm not going to do this work anymore." Or, as a matter of fact, how I'm going to do this work anymore. And I thought that I will stop doing the human rights work, what I've been doing all my life as well. But all day, I thought about this, and I thought about every single moment uh, Ambassador Fode Mansre and myself we shared, and I shared his passion and love for this work. So I realized that no, I have to continue his mission, his legacy, and his love and passion to help others. And I'm going to request and I'm going to beg the youth, whoever are listening or watching your show, or even through the social media when you share around the world, I'm going to request them to come, join me, and let's join hands to continue the legacy of Ambassador Fode Mansfield and help others around the world who need our help.
Your request will be our command. We'll definitely join hands with you to move the world forward and leave his legacy that he left behind.
Thank you so much. God bless you all.
I mean, and you as well, sir. Thank you for your time. God bless you.
Thank you.
Fellow Sierra Leonean, that was Ambassador Malik, an individual where the late Ambassador Fode Abubakar Mansare been get the opportunity for work with We get a lengthy conversation earlier today, and it being take upon himself say he honor the invitation for come and give way an insight of what in your experience was like with working with the late uncle Fode, Ambassador Fode Abubakar Mansari. Once again, I welcome and I pause here and put the awareness song as I try to get another individual on the phone before we get to we guest today. And I all thank you for your time and welcome.
Ain't no care if you black or you white, it is spread it all over. So mama, papa, let me take the precaution. Not about the business that intend is for caution. So number one for the was you on it's up. Not the touch your nose, oh no. Not the touch your eyes, oh no. And not the touch your mouth. When you sick, not for stay, not us. You want cough, not for cover your mouth. You want sneeze, not for cover your nose. Make me help for safe salon. Salon, now we on. No place like home. One sick, no fam, where they call it corona. See, ain't no care if you black or you white, it is spreading all over. So mama, papa, let me take the precautions. Not about the business that intend is for caution. Say, one sick, no fam, where they call it corona. Say, ain't no care if you black or you white, it is spreading all over. So mama, papa, let me take the precautions. Not about the business that
All right. Having said that, I will try forget now Mr. Kutubo na the phone. For now, we I mean try forget the other family member of the late Abi Rose Palmer for himself come and say one or two word. But now we go get Mr. Kutubo on the phone. For now, we go start with today topic, and I all welcome once again. Yes, good evening, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television, sir.
welcome and thanks for the invitation.
Yes, sir. Kindly take your time for introduce yourself for the few where I doubt we're not gonna know you, sir.
All right. New introduction is very short. Mina Kuchukuma for Salute. I mean, Salute talk for what they deal with issues coming in analysis.
Wonderful.
You
Welcome,
know.
welcome, sir. I know say you also know the late Ambassador Fode Abubakar Mansare. So I want to know we start with that first. What in are you experience with about and what do you go remember about this man where you go and share with we?
First, let go be the highest of Janus.
Amen, sir.
And run away, they left me and let them take the fact. Let them always go with the belief that nothing not happen for that thing. And this is now one of them. Then people who are sick, see, like I was a little bit for tell you, waiting upon the wall. Where as a small boy, where they come up, a small boy who have been in a hotel before. Finally, that's good. Now, one of the always again an inscription which say, I be much better content to see ignore the mysteries of nature than to deny the author of it. So for long I keep that in my mind. So why I can make years back, one day now go work at the Catholic shrine as one of the officials the Catholic people them. So now I ask. So now one of the people there say, well, say young man, say God don't give we mankind, he say don't give it dominion over everything. Everything we can tell mankind able to have. He said, but now one thing among God not give we dominion over we now make in a supreme pathway the day we go answer Allah and call. Now, the the juxtaposition to that though is this: on February 22, by God power, I've been in a New Jersey for attending anti material galley in funeral service I've been needing.
Yeah. Another icon we left with so soon.
And he said, then here's the remarkable statement we make. And as God will have it, I will record them.
Hmm.
You see? They say, oh, now go, they go so one after the other.
Hmm.
This last week, say February 22. I get a recording. Let go get Ariana for nothing.
Amen, sir. Amen.
Whatever mistake you do in this world, so let God soften it for him.
Amen. Amen.
The one that we left behind. They can say, let me take solace.
Amen.
Personally, I'm not been on board to that few minutes I meet when they introduce her to me. I think so I follow my programs and your forum.
Mm-hmm.
So get animated, discussions and it was a very friendly discussion. So left. So when I can see her this morning, I was really, left on the horns of a dilemma. I didn't know where for start.
Yeah.
So I get for rush back for go to that event New Jersey, Saturday, February 22. I didn't know I go reflect, what she said. And I also.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that brief background where you give away about time. Welcome again to Salon for All, Voice for All, Network Television. As you know, the late Mother Teresa say, we're not going to be remembered by the diploma what we get or we, how you call them, we credentials them. We go be remembered by, say, somebody be angry, you get them food for eat. If we need clothes, you get them clothes for wear. And then my other mentor, when the late Dr. Matthew Luther King say, he say, we also will remember not the silence of we enemy, but the silence of we friends them in the time of critical situation. An example of some of the critical things them where they go through in a salon. Some Sierra Leoneans then go give a blind eyes. But one thing where I would say about you is you are upfront and to the point because you look and say the love for your country or the welfare of your fellow Sierra Leoneans surpass any affiliation or whatever the case may be. Before we even go into today, also, I want personally take this opportunity to say plenty thank you to you. I can take me time na this dunya for get for know people them, not only for them weakness, but I can hold on to everybody in strength because we are not perfect. We are not made to be perfect. But every human being gets some quality by them if you able to take the time and understand that quality then. Having said that, the time way maybe you know be the much for me, not social media because myself been they go through and I'll be well, go through surgery. You're one of those we take up on yourself where periodically you do check, so on and so forth. And I want to say I really appreciate that so much. Thank you for that. I don't know if you want to come in before I go into today on.
Well, this is what we are all made for. You see, the can already tell you, I'm glad we stop it up. We in Salon, we don't do this politics in such a way that now we versus them, we see ourselves as enemies. But what even lamenting within our countries like they were England, Germany, America, and other places, we they see how politics they work there. Yes, they do agree. They do agree. And you disagree. They do disagree. But that doesn't get translated into you being, implantable fools. I recall, I think you said, asked me this question. Then, just a few days ago, they invite me to London for participate in thing like this, they do so. So the audience was there waiting for me there. So one of the fundamental questions that they had, people they say you are this, you are that, you this, today you go do that, today you go do that. I say yes, that's true. So now I break it down for them. I say, though, with Kutubu, yes, how Kutubu in politics there. Kutubu not get a permanent friend, you not get a permanent foe. What did Kutubu get? Kutubu get a permanent interest. We're grounded in principle, integrity, honesty, These are the hallmarks. These are the things that define it. In other words, today I will be very critical of you, but tomorrow I will embrace you. So this is where the dichotomy people don't understand, and this is where the argument or the jaded talk Okutu very inconsistent. That this Kutu will be said today, put it onto the message. I can understand and I can just smile. Mm-hmm. So when I actually break this down for you, in other words, it is not that I will get for everything in a solid green or solid red. No. I get a place or a contraption where they call green, white, and blue. And green, white, and blue means saloon. Because my take is this. Without that green, white, and blue, there is nothing like a solid green, which is SFPP. There's nothing like solid red, which is APC. There is nothing like an Espicoma. There is nothing like Julius Madavio. No. First, there has to come green, white, and blue. Then we get it. If we all the practically then one problem we don't have now, we know here we muster the courage of conviction and fortitude and perhaps the honesty and the decency and the principles of look we leaders stand at their face and tell them say they're wrong. What do they do? Will they indulge their self-worship in vanity? Will they transmogrify them with leaders to this kind of a mythical gods as if they know they make no mistake. This now the collective tragedy this don't before saloon dynamic. Bad leaders come from bad people. We, me and you, we're fundamentally lacking in capacity for tell leaders and say, oh no, oh man, you're wrong, Naya. You're really wrong, Naya. Because we figure say, we'll tell them the truth and go there. We all, what you allow protect the job within today. Until we change with attitude, with mentality and perception to what we come to say. We can't be past with leaders, we can't be past with party then. We go remain, I would think I call the abyss of annihilation. So that's my presentation, man.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that submission. So today there's no way where we go I the understand saying I need the do I in fina the much better in a let me know please, yeah? And I just send me a thumbs up or a statement na the thread, please, yeah? Sorry, I will try to increase me voice as much as I can. Having said that, going to the discussion of the China saga, there's no way we will discuss that without we know include the current ambassador, where basically I call it attached to China. Having said that, how before we go into the discussion, for let the layman understand how we waiting how we go waiting at the role or waiting at the definition of an ambassador, waiting at your expectation of an ambassador. Now we start with that first before we go into the discussion, sir.
Well, what you bring so, you almost come around waiting and you call me from London. Now, for a policy discussion, this night don't bring so. We're very good. I'm glad we don't bring up. Because waiting as see among Salinians, Salinians hardly discuss foreign policy. Either they're ignorant of them, or they know they come, or they don't get the capacity for discuss foreign affairs as a whole. And they fail for realize foreign affairs now a vital component of of governance, interwoven in domestic affairs also. What you don't talk so, Ambassador Nomaina, to me, not to even an issue there. What you know now the collective failure of Salion forget any doctrinal cardinal foreign policy. Let's expand on that. Salion, Nigeria and Ghana get independence back to back. Ghana, March 6, 1957. Nigeria, October 1, 1960. Salion, April 27, 1961. Waiting happened with Ghana and Nigeria being get leaders here. We get vision. They get vision. And people like Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, them people like Kwame Nkrumah, and they sit down, they rationalize it. Today, tomorrow, they coaches and then go call them at the world stage for go play a world stage. Waiting and do. They come up with a mechanism or instruments or institutions where go prepare then continue for today, tomorrow. If you're gonna play like United Nations, half of the workers the way they did senior management post is either Nigerians or Ghanaians. You're gonna AU or OAU, half of the name are Ghanaians or Nigerians. You're gonna ECOWAS, half of them. We na Salion, which we will not ever do. This is not true. It's not to say that one government do this, that is systemic failure, lacking of vision from the time we will get independence from Sami to take to the time we the talk. We not ever been developed the facts. We not be ever understand that today tomorrow Salion will be called at the world stage for let it play in your role. We not do it. So we not able to get a foreign service or foreign policy empire we will train with people there. Everybody we don't come out we don't serve as ambassadors or high commissioners. They no way, no way could call them diplomats. No way. No way. I think I can tell you. When you take a look at what these guys say when they come on Ghana, can do. When they talk so now, the current Deputy Secretary General for United Nations, that Nigeria come Amina Mohammed. Now one of the top diplomats in Nigeria. Salion so bad off in foreign affairs. He's so bad off in foreign affairs. Ablai Conte ran for the job of Secretary General of OAU, then defeated Equity. Samuel Kamara ran for the job of ADB president. First innings, I never them out. Once these Nigerians and Ghanaians, and they go, because what it is, they get trained professional, highly qualified diplomats. And to the extent they lost in the book of Nigeria, Ghana, United States, United Kingdom, it did. 3/4 of the ambassadors and high commissioners thing. Then they anyhow anybody look at now from the foreign service that they come out. I don't care who's president come for power. Now among the self-dedication, meaning the young guy will be not start. Will be not start when they make a career out of foreign policy business. Waiting as diplomats. Now they rise from assistant secretary till they go to permanent secretary. From permanent secretary, then they transfer them go out as ambassadors. We now everybody will come on as tickets and they pick them up. That's they pick them up. We don't get a foreign service. We don't get them. Yeah, we get a building, a building, or not get a foreign service. When you look, waiting Nigeria and Ghana, they put. I'm not going to even talk about Britain. I'm not going to talk about the foreign Commonwealth service that Britain. Foreign service, now a whole government of itself, now a government within a government. But unfortunately, I must tell you, we don't get. So what you see happen in Nigeria, so now the symptom of the failed foreign policy, I mean, foreign service, so they will not even get that responsible for them and the kind of people they will send out media. So let not talk too much. That let you forgive chance for weighing.
Yeah, no, that is quite okay. So when Sarlinian go say, when we go able to come out from that ideology of um always blaming the past, because now we decide say we want to become independent, you understand, when we come out from that ideology or that way of thinking say now because of the failed foreign policy make this thread will continue, when do we wake up and say we hold people accountable? And when do we also say that when someone they read a manifesto and they use a slogan say new direction, meaning that whatever has been done prior to me coming in, I will make sure say, or I will implement certain things, then we will make sure say history does not repeat itself. Because if we use the word new direction, it means that everything that has happened prior to that, it's not going to happen. We're going to take a different approach. We're going to take a new approach because we want to see a better Mama Salon. So come back in, sir, with that question.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
When we start this discussion first, I quickly may give me own philosophy in life.
Correct.
Me approach in life, how assist salon, witness salon.
Yeah.
I tell you that very shortly.
Yes.
And now you don't go around so again. And I, which I do at the on time will back. That contraption they call salon, maybe they oversee now, maybe they America. In fact, normally what I can do, when they do me discussion, I can juxtapose them with something where at the sea, where they tangible, where they said the scenario. Regardless of what happen at this country, but when it come, now country is the leader we did now put on there. But guess what? We all involved now for our country go before. Now country this. We don't go left, we country go down at the abyss. Before we go down at the abyss, there will be no country for we. Waiting like in a salon, that's what they call the 20s in love. No, I mean, then they talk them. Oh, now put salon first. Salon, no. Not ever buy into that. Now lip service, now platitude, now rhetoric, and a slogan. For exemplify that, I want you tell me now very quickly, since this while I don't have from the speaker, go down to the president and everybody parliamentarian. Who that when they don't hear, they say, you know what? Oh, yeah, let me make this gesture. Let us all surrender one more. Let we all surrender one more salary. You know, started thing and then let them get up for people that did so. I want to tell me one person who don't do this. One from the president, take hand on. You go to the speaker, take hand on. Then one now you tell me, say, you know, Kutubu, guess what? Few parliamentarians have not grab, say they go give the salary. Before that, but are the same people they want there when they come to office, we start with the president. As soon as president you come from power, the first way to do is to pay. Everybody pay to the peak of Mount Everest. You go to the parliamentarian, they go to they ask for every kind of allowance. Even as the citizens they stagger in abject poverty and unspeakable misery. Then they swim in fantastic affluence and unprecedented comfort, far in excess of the legitimate earnings or the ordinary man reading as a Joe Blow. If this Babala disaster not be for them, they already oversee, they go to hospital. Now, again, like I tell you, for make me argument very easy. This be 20 with the trouble. When Boris Johnson sick in England, who say go? Now they don't call out hospital, now they go. When I say call out hospital, then general hospital.
Yes,
now they go.
The public hospital.
Yes, well, I make any way that so that everybody go resonate.
Right.
That make a call out the corner. He not go. He not go now. What I read? I'm in hospital. Or neither he not go now. He never make the test hospital. Not today go.
Yes.
That now the general hospital that they go. What is this telling you?
The system is okay.
Yes. They are putting the call. They call. This is what it's telling you. That the patriotism that. This is what we're talking about. They put in the country first. What do they do? They invest in it. Me and you know.
Yes.
Since me and you know, but call hospital. I don't the way Dr. Mabela support so. When you sick, if you go there, now more sick, that the same in the corner hospital. When you be enough.
Yeah.
If you better off say when sick, let God sabatu and they don't even go there. Because you go there now more while they go to where you want to use.
Sad.
Not for so not getting money. People they take money, then they send a woman and go over for go back to kinder. When they sick, then they go over. But where your hospital? Where? So these are all the things. So they talk about the patriotic. It's not there. It's lacking. It is all platitude. And how they call it no more. The patriotism in their pockets that they have a line the pocket. Give Kutubu his job now. Say, oh, Kutubu will make him deputy minister of trade and industry. The first way they do, how go get that quick. Grab, quick. The rat race. Kutubu, you don't get 10 O's. You don't get 15 O's. Hey, boy. We company. These are the things, Bob. These are the things, Bob.
Wonderful. So, having said that, let's make a play one from a citizen we happen to reside in China, and then we analyze that statement coming from this young man. Make a pause right now and play that.
You the Alan, when they say you hope direct from State House, then everything under control, you know me say before. Me they do this now the 11th day April. I still there inside my room now. I go 6 days today without clothes, no nothing. Then I go 3 days without food. Now yeah, all the food I me for provide them for myself. And mind you, they take you unexpected. I get money physical, but they need all and they need money na phone, na two phone you send money na WeChat. Get this straight. Let it not fool you. Are they inside the place now? The list where them pull when I press the list where the ambassador go pull you go send and so now. So me na one of the posts we send large amounts of name to them. Waiting then tell we see I to come back again. Then tell we see then go send money for we now we phone them so that we will order with you once for let we eat for let we will be there till 14 days done. Do you understand? They're not talking nothing again. We don't call and say not get it to be again. Now then go press the list, say we okay, they don't get in touch with we this, that, and that. Supposed to kind of like this. Una di give mara bad name. Who's can like this? For let una go put with name, una like to say una will send for we something. Imagine I didn't ask so 6 days. I don't put me close. I and was so no they are doing things and don't put on a only travel on one time. I don't call it hotel and tell me say they need change not nothing because that's not the arrangement. So all everything I get now I get for use for the next 14 days. And I don't do 3 days without food and water. The only water we at the drink, at the water we dinner the tap. Then seven the drink and we not the Chinese then we need the drink. So now the well the drink and now they make I get free stool. So you all are no waiting. Who are the really denying say everything under control. I don't get time again because some of them talk no more than they talk without proof. Let me make the video now for make your send them so let you know see or let the video reach you know see. Not so for talk but if you not get nothing for say towards we I mean for help we just forget about everything, just keep quiet and keep on cool. Everything at time. 10 years no long. When I own time go each other person and bag for each other. You understand? And so everything I don't get nothing for say. You understand? But we still there so we don't stay 3 days na do outside, then we do back 3 days inside house without food and water. In fact, they ask we say we will pay we bills for the hotel, but that's with our because the not get option for like for left where we go, then get we inside and say they provide food and water for if we want to we buy. So and like that's where they go. So get this one here. So Alan, this now for you. Really talk blah, 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 like which way it's guy for it's where we land for eat dirty or waiting or really eat dirty. Take time. If you don't get nothing for talk, just keep quiet because this not table in the turn. Same here for each. We now so you yourself would need help for that person in mission you. But 10 years long, but it's in there before. I'm more plenty.
I want also play another one where you go listen
The press release with the ambassador pulled from
before we go into 1 second.
yeah, the name I see my name now the press release with the ambassador pulled from Beijing. We are not aware of let me name the press release. You know, we talk about create for late we get them because this is not for the government and salon. We don't know what we get them ambassador for or what embassy or anything. We don't know what we get them for. Imagine Chinese them now this country, they text we, they tell we say make we get in touch with the embassy. Then we will help me on this. We don't get in touch with them. We explain to them situation, how we they feel. Because it's a and plenty. It's a and a plenty, but all sign na China. So, okay, we don't forget about that. Now we don't explain situation to them. Then take we all and put in a different hotel, you know, and then state and clear say we can so they say now we for pay for we self hotel bill and we feeding. And we make it clear to them say we know we pay for feed. In fact, we don't get money safe. How would they pay? When I pull in we host without when I not quarantine video on account we now so then I want to quarantine for 14 days. No get problem with that. We did under here for 14 days. When I want for feed and on a lottery. They say, guys, you don't come, then go lottery. But they're not the feed we. So we need for feed we safe. We see we want to text the management provide the food for we and carry them. We go buy it. Now we for send money to the management. You tell management, then go buy the food and carry for we in the month. We go take them. Which of course we don't get money now with phone. Because we don't need 3 days outside our streets, they lock the month, the host temporary. So all the money we get now phone don't use and the money that we get as physical and they inside the host. They're not really we go now the host. We didn't carry this on there so. So they be 5 days now. We will not go now. So now we don't take 2 days now on a quarantine. What's that we do so? And no food, no water. We get onto the embassy. The embassy tell we say then go keep meeting. For the meantime, make we send them we hotel number and we name so that they will contact somebody we will buy food for we and send on our hotel so that we will sustain the life. Let me not make anything goodness and stuff we accept. We give them the names. All of a sudden, they don't ever get in touch with they not send nothing now 125 na net. Guys, you know why they do this video. Do you understand? They don't send nothing now. 2 days we go so without food and water. The government, the people and say if you want water, make we boil the water. We stay in at the hotel, the water and we can definitely they go free stool. Optional they get now they panic without no food. For them, you go take my name or the ambassador, they go take my name, put on a press release and put on to the media. Say everything okay, but we everything not okay, but we. Nothing not okay, but we saw the press release na lie. The nothing, they don't tell me anything. Then this, and all the government, now if we talk now, we just go to the head, say, now the leader, when are the president, which of course the president don't get no idea for this thing. So the ambassador, you need to do something concerning this. We're not going to do 14 days indoors without food and water. It's not possible. Okay, we'll say water because we will boil water. Everybody then I one, and nobody other one is how they do. Pass we talk now for hey Sam, so they're not sending to nobody else is not like that. Every Chinese we get text, we not friend, we get text, we don't know say all the black man and the guy now go so they text we don't tell them situation until we see we need for contact with embassy and embassy need for talk for you. And as we say we undergo the pain, we're not problem not the day. Now we let them talk to the Chinese government, let them provide for we food and water, and that no more ask for you. We they go undergo everything. But I never do for we go put press release concerning be okay with this, with that. And also I say we so that I lie in the life. We not okay, that's not okay, but we I don't know for the rest of the other side, but things say you and the one no then at this hotel. We not okay. We go 2 days today without food and water. So that they happen presently. I don't mean for talking anything bad against them, no, but it's not the fact. Let them provide, let them ask the government, let your government give you water and food. If not so that maybe the next day we will see no more. Now starvation now will kill you. Nothing else. Because we not eat for 1 week, you don't drink water no more. Well, definitely. We then book and we just no more you get this sick. Because they already don't test me now, we post them. We all negative. They ignore that results in all. They say every black man for quarantine, then they carry you back. It's not necessarily we say no, now hotel. We can hotel and change say we for pay. So you say, but really more they not do. They say, okay, well then go pay, but we the food now for buy and we not get the food, nothing. Even the Chinese food when you get some of it, what are the other side, they will give you. We not get food, not get water. And that's not the problem right now where they go.
Having said that, and yeah, from authentic statements from the one that we did where then this discussion surround them, and it will go back again to my question. For now, we go defined for the layman for understand within the roles or the responsibility of an ambassador. And then also, as you can hear, there's some frustration. Should I call it also neglect? And as I say, most of we don't hear the audio where basically the again mixed feeling about that audio, the way the ambassador did they plead with them for say go out there, say this for there you go rest give the public like is it a false assurance for say everything is okay, wherein I believe say you not been in the position for do that because not then at the situation. So having said that, I want to come back in, sir.
Thank you. Well, for the role of an ambassador, envoy, or whatever, the primary responsibility first, because of the bilateral relationship we get from one country to another, we did it. Now you not the middle person between you and government, which is and with that government you work with them on behalf of the government. That's one. But more importantly, so the well-being of your citizens. That a top priority than the well-being of your citizens. Now a concern and regardless of region, regardless of tribe, regardless of ideological whatever party, everybody within China now a Salonia, everybody. So that make an imperative on the part of the embassy for make sure say the well-being that they don't drop that. But this again, when they go back to what I think earlier, where you get, I cannot imagine an embassy. Me, I get more of that because now me than this most of them say to me for they talk for them. So I get virtually everything we get I get them. I also don't overhear where the embassy, the suborn perjury, lies, that they quote people for lie. I don't hear it.
Yes.
I don't hear it. A whole diplomatic mission, they lie, and they use people instead of their own up to the gross and personal incompetence. Instead of they accept say yeah, they don't fail, they try for put them a perfume per hug. On the contrary, remember who studied discussion? I mean, studied discussion.
Yeah.
I draw the parallel between Nigeria and Ghana and Salem. You see the way how the Nigerian embassy handle the young people there.
Yes,
also?
That was my other yes.
Oh yeah, like I said, they follow.
Mm-hmm.
You see, even the style where the ambassador is take. The ambassador of Nigeria to China, you see the style where it take. But then for even give gravitas to that, we see where the foreign ministry that China, that Nigeria also have situation like this. Waiting before happen, the first thing before happen, the foreign ministry, where they know they call the Chinese ambassador. That the foreign ministry. Check what's in the go now. I mean, how we able to rectify this immediately? Nobody knows let anybody violate the laws of China, and nobody knows say let people they not go. But there are human rights ramification involved there. You know, to become they try for correct somebody, they violate human rights. No, you cannot do that.
Correct.
There are human rights involved here.
Well stated.
So all of these factors they have for be taken to. But we know here he said the foreign. All the telling me they talk. We know here he said the foreign ministry. Someone, the Chinese ambassador yonder, or the foreign ministry don't put any statement. What you know happen now that he says, the embassy they say one thing, the student the other. We're a very unfortunate and a big black eye that on the country. This again they show the ineptness of so-called guys they want to send out. Because any ambassador will want insult, where would not these are the most disgraceful things where I don't ever be unfortunate for come across for witness. The embassy lying. If una the embassy lie to say, who do we believe now? So,
like how they say, sir, you know, there's other set of Sierra Leoneans. They say, oh well, every government getting rules and regulations set forth. But like how you also say, rightfully, wherein that there's another authentic audio video where the young man is say it's not like for saying they refuse for comply with the rules set forth. But if you don't go check somebody 1 10, 2 10, 3 10, 4 10. Now you still not satisfied. Everything they still come negative. But now you get to the point now they push them say then for go na a hotel where not conducive for them health wise, and they also concerned about their health being in jeopardy. You understand? And hence the reason why they take up on themselves say, well, let them contact the person with for be a representative to them as a Sierra Leonean. Like how the Nigerian ambassadors stand and say, I will not take this, we will not succumb to this type of inhumane behavior. And also the passport of a Nigerian belong to Nigeria. And at the demand, at the command, for now you give it all back them stuff. Okay, let's say if even we not go through that approach, China and people the way are always done commend in terms of how then they reach out to we in times of crisis. But you know what help we for say you give we something, then later on you they abuse we anything we they give. Obviously, maybe there's a possibility to say then they do them in a way sometimes for a future exchange. In the example of maybe we toll road at the end of the day, then they benefit from a country. You understand? But for if we then are a country where we so warm in terms of hospitality, in terms of like then they go there, then they make their own family, whether then they married, we sister them, we all now one pot. But for now, we as African, not only Sierra Leonean, we they not in country, then we subjected to such inhumane treatment. Then in return, we they kind of like cover them for them and continue, or we left the citizen them for them in life be in jeopardy and not think say than they correct. So I don't know what you want to add to that, sir.
You absolutely right. This again are the danger. This where you doing that way, you pour everything you hand in the people they mouth that the trouble this. Yeah. And also take about a few months ago now the Chinese ambassador na salon, the connect say at the follow things where they go. Yeah. Now the Chinese ambassador go na salon. Now he present the foreign ministry motorcar. He give them motorbike.
Yes.
He give them this.
Yes.
He give them. These are the danger. This where you pour, you don't mortgage your sovereignty. You don't sovereign you. Why they not do this to Nigeria? Because waiting they happen na a symbiotic relationship between Nigeria and China. Meaning that how China need Nigeria and so Nigeria need China. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Not to one-way street, not to only Nigeria no more the benefit. No. China still say they benefit from Nigeria. So they make sure say they don't have equality. On the contrary now, Sayona, we don't hand it out. All tell we receive.
Mm-hmm.
Alter will they receive. And we alter you they receive no more. These are the things you get for go through. You the mortgage you solve with your this kind of indignity oh they go through so no way no way they go where Nigeria go and we say they don't go through that. Okay? Mm-hmm. And like you correctly say, even if America or America or yes, they are around there we all get for quantity for but there are also safeguards that we go in place for enhance and sustain with human rights them also. With humanity, them. Nobody no go ride roughshod over. Not because of the effect corona. No. There are guidelines them in place.
Yes.
But we get a very in people they will not they not everybody na a political appointee. The people they don't know what they need. These are the problems that we get. Seriously, ma'am, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's
So
totally unfortunate.
I want you to take this opportunity now you speak directly to the president's meaning in regards to this for say how we go able for value life over vanity, meaning for all, regardless of waiting and get for donate to we, but then we citizen they are so for be a priority and for take the necessary steps that for CC1 will not left them in an environment where they go succumb to COVID-19 and we not left them in a situation where they will be used as a guinea pig. We also not left them stranded now a man's land wherein we will say in the example of the Kuwait situation at the then government yes when that come during the term of His Excellency Dr. Ines Baikorma when we be open we voice them for say I can remember one of me Antina the community say please if you're able for send this to anybody where you gonna know for this not the complaint so I back her up with another audio where I send out say we citizen then they in a critical situation if the government's thinking witness if you understand. So from your understanding, I don't know how true it is. Let me tell them say let them go surrender themselves now the embassy for them go bring some of them home. Unfortunately, some of them it wasn't that in the case, and it gets to a point where we can get the example of Awanatu, where not only them manhandle that woman there, but you see and say how he been going to Kuwait and how he left is two different individuals.
Oh yeah.
So how can we prevent that from happening in the case of the China saga? This is not politics. This is somebody's life, and some of we they take them very very critical. So I want to come in, sir.
Okay, thank you again. We will go back again to me because we will study this country. I begin be foundation for my argument.
Yes.
One, politics done. We don't hold election done. Okay.
Absolutely.
We next phase now the phase of governance phase. So what they do governance? What do they go for? We they go for people that we will know say yes, regardless of the political connection, ideology, whatever. At the very least, the silence we will use them. For example, there's a lady that this country are winning Victoria Saidu Kamara. Mm-hmm. She was a minister in the Anes Baikoma administration. Okay? That lady, believe me, any government you get that lady for lay you that you know for let it work for you. You take God think you get somebody like that. Okay? Because she is very nationalistic. Yes, she's 100% APC because now in fact she's more APC than most of them guy they are logos they all even in that includes and because in a Shakasim is time menam.
I see.
So now in OCBD she sits for everything. In way top of APC the gravitas in line. People like those you can look at you know what? No, in America so that's what they happen. Yeah, then they go across. But what you get in Africa, or in particular in Sierra Leone, the winner take all mentality 90 days. So this account for all these square pegs, they will get placed around holes. This account for this kind of monumental mediocrity in place. As long as that man knows when he knows that the president is friend, that he own this, that he own that, as long as he knows say yes, you know, he get a connection with the Australia appointer, you know. Thing like this for me, a wake-up call to the president, say, you know what though? About time now, let begin look for people that way go ahead and put the country before. Not to all tell you that you party people, that you party people. From what you mean on the scene at this administration, believe me, I don't like you. If I get for grade them, I not sure to agree with them more than 40% since they come. Seriously. Because the thing is,
yes, the president might have a very good intention, but the one day with this surround them, I get serious reservations about the sincerity and the honesty and take it, but above all, the patriotism.
So having said that, can I come in, sir? Sorry about that.
Yeah, come in. Yeah,
excellent statement, right? But others go look and say, at the end of the day, right? When you happen to be the head, not the tail, right? If in a case where somebody live up to waiting you assign them for do, you appoint somebody, you put in a prestige position because you trust say, then go execute that position there from your own point of view, because you're not going able for do everything, you understand? That's the reason why we have cabinet. But in the example of the then president, His Excellency Dr. Ines Baikroma, when then gets two ministers then gets clash. In the example of Honorable Olenka Blyden, right? And in deputy, when they get clash, the right thing it feels safe for do at that time was for make sure say it give them or two a break. You understand? In not favor one another. Another one was Honorable Moibe, if not the right name, if I'm yes, with
that's
right.
Social welfare.
Correct. They all two back again. It makes sure say it take them out. So at the end of the end, so many other people. At the end of the day, if even you get for bring them back, but Sarah Leone no say you need to take joke for the assigned duty then with give. In the example of this administration, like how you say, it go they help, it go do in best. But when there is concern, if in the example of the ACC, right, we bring and say, for now we know who are them that don't misuse with country money, correct? But if it is done on a partisan point of view, instead of on the interest of the country, meaning only certain set of individual are being held accountable, you understand, then it become questionable. Then in the case of like we current minister what is it, chief minister, there was an alleged concern about 1 million. If even he was not guilty, why instead not go through the same process like every other Sierra Leonean, irrespective of their political affiliation? So that's when the question come in place. It could possibly be say it work hard, it gets good interest, but if you not take them stand and they say, okay, I don't put you in this prestige position, you don't live up to expectation. Well, only certain people are being affected. Example, like the minister where I don't know if not be minister, but where basically it go I don't know if not been the oh God, what's in that entitled Papa God? They escape me right now, but I will come back to that. Where it go confess of what God don't do for him. It been the kind of like
the chief of protocol.
one protocol officer exactly. So at that one day, an example where it do the right thing for say okay, now go sit down first back. You understand? But why the chief minister? Why the okay internal affair minister where we get for deputy minister what we get for can land on, you understand? So certain Sierra Leoneans they look and say because of certain things maybe what they know of with presidents allege, if it take them out of them position and they or it demotes them or whatever the case may be, it will be a lot of exposure where go once is spilled out. So I don't know what you think about that. Okay, come back inside. Yeah.
Now I go back again to like I said, many times people really follow me now salute form. Me aesthetically first they don't come after me. Many times, but people don't even know. One of the things the way I accuse Mr. B of, Mr. B they govern from backwards. From backwards, who side for start, you know, he started. If they go side for end, so by the time when people they turn around, they know they see nothing. That's point number one. The major problem is more go back to this commission of inquiry business. This should have been not before. No, it's not before commodity. Me, when I talk, I for talk in historical terms. I they go back to 1967, where Brigadier Joshua Smith set up a commission of inquiry. You know what they do?
No, sir.
They don't make up across the board. They don't come with no list. No list. They say, hey, from so time to so time would have served. Everybody will serve the everybody from so time to so time. They're not all this though. They're not all this. From the moment when this Maya come up with that list, now they just say Hamburg. That the Hamburg take place. Because what's going to happen? people they go call and say this are targeted businesses. When we look this year, the miscellaneous collection of people that we get for appear before this commission, now this region they come out.
Yeah.
How about the other people then? And then people are they work. In other words, when they for the president get people them where they know they get proper advice on the or they tell her, they listen, but they know principle enough for resign. So when they look and say it's either a combination of all, or they not care, they don't want to see the downfall. Your own job, with your own job. For you to be very honest with yourself and put the country before and look the president and for tell the facts. Most things that what the president they do, I really believe he's not being told what he's supposed to be told. It's not either being told or they accept him or they consult. This night I see wrong that this administration as well. From time to time number at the point time out, time to time number at the point time. Now that may not tell anybody, nobody know we contribute any job because if contribute not want any job because the thing is, I don't go get for say anything to you, we go get for suit you idiosyncrasies. It's not going to happen. In other words, I don't go see black there, I call them blue. No, that's the way they look. Now black me they look so. We go up, we can on a black they look. I don't go tell you what you want. I don't go that school for tell you what you want. I tell you as I see them. Now it's up to you for take them or not. This is not part of this the present in problem now. He started by the wrong people. Then they know they tell them the facts. This is why you get all the missteps they are when they take place. So their missteps they are so. To the extent the missteps they not overshadow whatever good job they do. They don't overshadow. But therefore can't compound the problem. In the present, you don't tell us say. They say all for be philosophers. Then we for read in mind. No, we cannot read your mind. You get for talk to we. You accountable to the citizens then. We cannot read your mind. You, the president, you owe the citizens then. One, you need for they talk to the citizen. There are so many ways you talk to the citizen. Press conference is in one. Call press conference where people then go also ask you questions them. When they go ask you questions them. But we don't see anything in it. Wait you not keep with the person na the country. Now this corona now not keep the president of the country. Or else should have been out. The president not allow a situation where now a small kid of people them now them. They don't be that Berlin wall. So people that with genuine opinion cannot get to the president. So the president is see what they want to see. This now the collective tragedy this will not be false salvo. Now that make it hard for let people then give the president the credit because of their own MO, how they go, their own modus operandi, how they go about governance. People need not study history inside organization, inside party, or in government. They don't know history, so they need to go by anything when president. They not to go by anything. Now just whims, views, and caprices. This accounts for what they go through. So, for be honest with you.
So let's say, yes, sir. So let's say because the cabinet members then they don't compromise them, whether it's their integrity or in fear of losing their job, right? They're not able for be sincere or upfront for say, pa, this decision where you want to make so now for caution or not go this route, right? Or let's say then they tell them another listen, but beyond that, you get platform like this and many others where basically we get the interest, we get the love for our country, and like how you say, times without number, you self they do your own part as to what thing you feel say now the right approach for take for the betterment of the country. So let's say if even them people they are and all they listen to them, how come you're not able for hear the cries of Sierra Leonean around the world? Where basically many they get similar approach or similar concern. So come back in, sir.
Good. Remember, I tell you shortly say they don't build this cocoon or Berlin wall around the president. The president gets to hear what they want to hear. Okay. He hears what he for hear. So now waiting the melody na yes that for you. The president see waiting he for see. Remember, that's what I tell you. You don't ever see this president, not to the first and not to because of this corona. But the president one day will say it now, and they make they talk to the citizen. You don't ever see this president they hold a press conference. You know what I'm saying?
No.
No. I don't know if you don't say, but me not say.
No.
When I know of President Bio he is out of the country. Every minute he's out of the country. And where can he report to nobody? He doesn't say anything to anybody. How can you govern people like that? If I am not an APC person, but there are a lot of things away missing at APC where happen. Where if this president had been there, for example, no, we go back to Saga students. He had one way they call meet the people tall. I don't know how many people they go relate to that. So we can make young grab no more say, well, they go and that they go that and then they go. He did with the people then. He did it around the country, not to one side. You know, your grab no more every now and then go to another and promise. No. They go up to Thailand, all the places and they get it. Say anything about Shaka series, but he made it a point of duty for meeting people there. But President Bio does not meet people there. I have not seen it. And this is an age of social media. Anything we do, we'll see, we'll know. You don't need to tell, we'll go see them.
So how critical is that when in times of when then they campaign, then they go to the level of if even at the person, at the provinces or the village, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, but then, as long as once they don't succeed as to whatever that ambition is, then forget it. Then they get the that ideology of them being or the attitude of being superior and people are inferior. So, what do you think about that?
Remember, again, one thing that we country, Salino to an issue-oriented society. Me and you in America, and I mean, I don't know something. I don't become so drunk with America business because me, like I already tell anybody, what I see also I look at the good things that we did. I take a come. You remember today the Democrats when it's nearly that 20 of them in the not so.
Yeah.
When they start winning the Fed for this year, so every day you see out there they talk every day. But Salon now, if I get you that just all I need for do let's do the money I can go. All plan that people there. Why don't you remember that the man they go buy votes? You don't even now. So we don't vote for an contract that one you don't ever hear a man must say that you represent Freetown East One constituency that you represent after the election. You know the city could them, even when they claim say that they represent this constituency, you know the still say that they go lead on. A man they represent Freetown East One constituency, but also you get most of the cab now they use it. And then near the British ambassador that they hey doesn't worry, you know they come at the area, you don't want to know what the people they go to, and even when they receive so-called constituency allowance, it's not with the people there. If you know then a Freetown, they oversee now. Where you come by host now, but you not go improve your area and these are the sort of politics and the hustlers they will get. This is for all of the parties, they not one party no more. We not get people, when they go back to this patriotism and nationalism, now make I will draw your attention, say, when Boris Johnson, see who say go now, then you cannot hospital, now they go. You know, run can now, never hospital now, you know, can they? Neither not go to the army hospital now. Now the new place is stay. Okay. Now the national. What we lack that salon, and they tell you this in the media. We hate the country so much that every now they do things that we will carry the country. But salon by any stretch of imagination, not to poor country. We don't even get any need for their hand stretch out the receiver the corner. But the mismanagement of resources. How Salon go get water business stronger? The last time we know of Salon where water flow properly was Saturday, November 25, 1961, when the Duke of Edinburgh began as Salon, where we go commission that Guma Valley. Nobody not ever see don't say, you know what? Population get for growth a year. So no begin a plan. There is no strategy. Everything is short term. Nobody once you don't put the mandate in your priority now. How it go get that quick. Or when this party don't come from power, the next thing no more how they go to re-election and then go be that they focused. They don't can now. How we get for come back the next time. They infrastructure same, they go decay, they do nothing. This is not politics again. The politics of us class them. We really go side today. We don't get politicians here from both sides. I must be very honest with you, man. If you don't believe, don't look at the infrastructures, the way absent in the country. We're absent. We almost got to 60 years of independence. Take today, Food business tranga, water tranga, electricity tranga. We go to 60 years of independence with all those resources that we'll get. But still, we hand it out. I make China they teach so because they know so na pa gwenko all time we dey go. We dey out, they go big. All time we get cap in hand, we dey go big. Salona the most beggar nation pass any country we have. Every now and then they do that begging. And when they can, you know the see them. You know they see them.
I want to take you to what I will call trip down memory lane. Now we listen to him, then we'll come back in, sir.
We're honored to have with us Julius Matabio. He is the president of Sierra Leone. Thank you very much for joining us today, sir. People don't know a lot about Sierra Leone except that it was hit hard by Ebola and also knocked back by the closure of iron ore mines, a main export. You've been struggling to regain growth. What would you tell investors about your plans? How quickly can you bring growth back, and how are you going to do it?
Thank you very much for having me here. Yes, we have to share that image of Ebola and the war and the other calamities of the past. We are trying to create a new Sierra Leone, one that is a champion of human capital development, which is the flagship program of my administration. What we have done is to bring about, in the short time since I've been in office, is to bring about macroeconomic stability to Sierra Leone by prudent management of expenditure and also taking in as much revenue as we can and using it judiciously. We are clamping down on corruption, which has been a menace and continues to be a menace, using different types of activities to make sure, it is a thing of the past. So, efficient economic and political management of the state will definitely provide an ecosystem that we encourage genuine investors from around the world to view Sierra Leone as the place to be.
Well, you are under an IMF program. Does that make it more difficult to attract international investors?
No, in fact, that should help because normally most international financial institutions wouldn't deal with you if the IMF doesn't give you a clean bill of health. The IMF is an international institution which gives the okay for others to have to deal with you. Before we came in, they had left the country. We are not in program with them because of bad economic management, corruption, and other challenges of the past government. Since we've been in government, we have, because of our track record in managing the economy, we are now in program with the IMF and other financial institutions like the World Bank and others have restored confidence. We have restored confidence in other international financial institutions. So we are just beginning to develop programs of cooperation.
You have double-digit inflation, the IMF forecasting over 13% this year. That's going to be very important to creditors. How quickly can you bring that down?
It is good. We know the inflation has been persisting at double digits. We are working very hard to bring macroeconomic stability, making sure that we bring that to single digits. But taking into consideration the very infrastructure that we receive in terms of governance, it's going to be a little while. But I can definitely assure investors, genuine investors, people who want to, and institutions who want to invest in Sierra Leone, that we are up to the task. It is quite humongous, but we are determined enough, and we are going to make sure that we bring the inflation rates down.
You're looking for international investment, but you terminated a $400 million project with China for a new international airport last October. Why did you do that?
Well, I did qualify investment to be genuine. As a nation, we also have to look for our own interest in every deal. We had to terminate that deal because it was not in the best interest of the country.
Well, the IMF has highlighted the need for spending on infrastructure. So how are you going to go about that, and how would you go about financing it?
Well, that is a challenge, but with the program with the IMF, that gives confidence to other institutions to look at what we are doing. And also, we want to make sure that we use our own resources. We want to reduce the borrowing. At the moment, there is a survey of all our mineral resources in the country, and by the end of the year, we should have the results, that information, the data to know exactly what is available. And we will use that as a basis to work with uh, banks and other financial institutions, so that we develop the infrastructure that is useful to our development. Because we just don't embark on infrastructure. It has to be systematic. It has to be supporting the development process before we embark on it. So we are on it. That's why I said it's not going to be easy, but I'm sure that we create a sort of environment that will give confidence to genuine investors to come around.
Julius Maravilla, the president of Sierra Leone, thank you very much for.
So I want also take you back to one more memory lane. But having said that, waiting I want to get from you is that from waiting you when you listen to that, many go ask how long do we do the blaming game, and how long do we wake up and say, let me hold myself accountable and say to Sarah Leonean, I mean feel say this thing will take me 60 days, this thing will take me 6 months for make accomplish, or 2 years, but it not appear that way. Hence the reason why I believe say I for come to her back again and say to her at this point, what have you done promising her? Now the initial promise na me manifesto or during when at the campaign, unfortunately, I not live up to the task. What do you think about that? Living up to owning your shortcomings, or continue the route of saying now because my husband, my ex-wife, we don't do this, so me say for continue for do this, or whatever the case may be. Come back in, sir.
Well, first of all, I didn't say election get consequences. Once the people they not elect you, they waiting they know excuses. So I don't know even dwell on that. They know excuses. Well, they are excuses because now you be don't go talk to you do. So now they elect you. So they elect you, which they want, they need positive result. They need empirical evidence, or should say you up to the job. So if you say now we say, we don't hear, but guess what? Now you elect. So that not even that the way how they are this issue. I don't care which economic program president you can, who say they need for understand. For you, they run a very large bureaucracy.
Yeah, sorry, sir.
Let not even forget that. The bureaucracy where they so now salary no more that they work for. If you really what I mean, you talk about prudent economic management. First, you look at the layers of it. Well, we need all the ministries in there, with all the encumbrances where they come with that. Right there, this is what you're working for. So right there, then a problem number one. Okay, you just working for pay overhead. As Monica and salary. Then the citizens, they see nothing out of the salary where they work. The question is how you go able to stimulate the economy. Now, you talk about investors then. It is not when a leader gallivants the length and breadth of the universe, now investors in the come. Let's show how investors in the come. It's very simple. First, you can't forget a climate in the country where healthy enough, we go attract people then. We can take the case of Rwanda, the climate where they did. The political climate, you can forget main to that. We also get forget a system where a kind of judicial system or a justice system where in case you get infractions of principles, also you want to invest there. Somebody try for make a book clever more service by you. You will get we will get justice. Okay? You need to forget it. In other words, I don't care how much President Bio talk all that thing. But when if I make one of the president in America me talk say, he say una invest in infrastructure, una build a strong society. We are not big strong leaders there. We have come up with institutions there. We go outlive the politicians there. We go outlive the leaders there. Yeah. We can talk all that kind of thing. But if, for example, we go back even to the parliament. The parliament also is complicit in bad governance as alone. Because the constitutional responsibility where they get when they put governments together, we take them from the 16th century when people like Montesquieu they may argue for that. That are the great French jurists. People like the other guy in England, where they all come together and say let them put government together. John Locke, people like John Locke, them. What they do, then decide for divide a government for government. One man not forget more baby power. One man not forget them. We get to become very corrupt. You don't go able to do anything. Since then they be all and end all. Now that they get a parliament, the job of parliament, you now una supervisors them. Or you appear say the miscellaneous collection of them folks there when they go sit on a parliament in a house now, they don't know their job. Look, let you a good example. The president on a parliament, he go ask for state of emergency or whatever it is. They sit down, they not put guard rates in place. We go take into account the constitutional liberties of citizens. They give the man a carte blanche. Tell the man out 1 year. When the man go, then they begin to complain. No, where you need for come back for today. That's not going to happen. This should have happened before they put the guard rates in a place. And put brakes on the president. Hey, if for the market show they give, will last 3 months. That are even a one. But even that you get this more they inside there for the not one.
So do you think that's where integrity or honesty come in place, having to do with the president? If in leave by as an example, and they don't get the impression for convince the parliamentarians say in 2 weeks we go meet, but yet it may get undermining from what I hear from you. It may get an undermining agenda for say I just go tell them what's in the way or agree with them, and then at the end where everything don't approve, wait on then and now then I go change by them.
You know how they call that?
No.
Transcendental stupidity on anybody we succumb to that. But having said that, let's tell you this again. You know they govern because you're not the honest person. No, not to say they govern. You don't honesty or integrity don't mean anything. Waiting matter. The Supreme Law will put that the court inside America, anybody, the most calculated crook, can be president in America, it can be. But wait, what be tie you? Let you cross the laws of this country, and I go find out say 10 God not did that one God did. What be tie you? Okay?
Yeah.
So not to I don't care for anybody integrity. Wait to be careful the supremacy of a law. Now I care for because that the only basis that we talk about America, we talk about saloon, we talk about this, we talk about that the law. Look at what happened at Guinea. Now what do they do? Would they look at the discussion from one angle? The law clearly said that 2 terms. That's what the Constitution say. Look at Alpha Condé they do.
Yeah.
So me, you integrity no matter the Supreme Law. As long as you obey with Supreme laws and we country no matter.
So now,
any country where the law not there, not to country that a banana republic, that a jungle mentality, that an animal farm society. Now they own a third world countries, or in particular in Sierra Leone.
When we look at the parliamentarians, them we're there to stand up for the truth and nothing but the truth. In the example of Honorable Tawa, where a salute, at the end of the day, you see what's in common behind that. And the Honorable Ibrahim, where at the end of the day, he find himself Nakoma. You understand? So can we also put them self-young situation in consideration? An example too of Honorable KKY, where at some point it stand for what's in beliefs and are true. Then you hear a lot of audios going around social media, it undermine the president, whatever the case may be. In the case of Honorable Tim Bodem, where they stand for certain things, they were like vocal for every Sierra Leone, not only their political party. At the end of the day, the people know how to manipulate the system and heap them come out of parliament. So can we also put into consideration of them you do, them you don't? Come back in, sir.
Thank you. Well, again, I could go back to that Lily Foundation where I be meal. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Wait till see they happen so. Not all world countries was particularly Salion,
Mm-hmm.
but self-inflicted. Wait till the parliament na Salon, where they happen so, is self-inflicted in the sense. But when they say parliament, for that what they come on, a French word parler, I speak, a group of what they call a parliamentary speakers.
Mm-hmm.
But when it happen, everybody go to parliament. You remember when me you start this argument, I tell you, say, waiting not happen at Salon,
Yes, sir.
they don't transmogrify either the political parties them
Mm-hmm.
or the leaders into this mythical God. Everything is being done within the context of one opportunity and power. Everything will party, and that's what party one that's what I want. Me and you did you they say even Republicans and they oppose President Trump, they say not so.
Absolutely.
We they see yes, even if I didn't a Republican party or I didn't a Democratic party,
Mm-hmm.
I go so but all along, outside the interest of Salion go then outside America go then they are good. If what they do so, you not jive with the law, and you not tell for support United States, I'm not going to support them.
Yes.
But what they happen at Salon, now the particular like the assault when the administration assaults the parliament, now then we Let's go back to the question of speakership. Let's go back.
Mm-hmm.
Now only Salon, I don't see a minority party. Now in get speaker. Now only Salon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see nowhere. Mm-hmm. I don't read politics just across the board. Mm-hmm. Nowhere. Oh, why that happened? The parliamentarians they said that they had a color. Now Salon would on the way where mostly like KKY they talk. They disrespect KKY. They put microphone and then they shut them down. Oh no, it not going to happen there. The speaker, who side today, the speaker, they under the other color of the parliamentarians. Okay? The speaker will only be speaker in the parliament if the parliamentarians agree. But they do all man knockout out. All man until we legislators they understand the fact say the supreme law of the country give them the power over president or any administration that they can force. But how that will happen? They get for work as a team. We now we in a parliament now, yeah. We're not talking about APC now, we're not talking about SFP now, we're not there for Syria. This is where the nation invested interest. No, this way, America can go back to this emergency. All of the parliamentarians are so wait a minute, I don't know. Okay, you don't bring up for not to them before they on the president your time. Now the president before they on their own time. When the president get the legislation, okay, we they look up. Then they call the attorney general. Hey, Madam Attorney General, these are the things that you include inside this. You include this inside this. When you include that, you bring away, look up, then we go act on them. You don't ever hear since you didn't have they said the parliament don't call for hearings of anybody. No, and in that their job and this their own job, their own job now for investigate and for go hearing. But again, how this go happen? A good number of them now the way they don't know they left from right. They don't know how for rebuild. They don't know. Oh, now I concur and support. I concur and support. When the president call you, they don't usually the brown envelope and they don't. These are the things that now everything. It is the president, the president, the president, the president. Until we change that narrative, it is the country, the country, the country. It will only be the country where all the three branches of government themselves. I mean, everybody keep their own lane. They make it clear. The parliament and the supreme body, nobody else, not to be you're accountable to the parliament. But it takes the gut of the whole parliament for them to understand, say, hey, Mr. President, you're accountable to we there. Mm-hmm. The parliament can impeach you. You don't get nothing you could do. But how you not go do it? Una don't already mortgage or una don't surrender the sovereignty of una constitutional responsibility. Now I mean everything apart. So some of we been on talk say, let us save we poor people then money, then let them just scrap parliament, let them scrap the court. No, you get one man, the big man. The only let him know they get president no more. They be the big all and end all. They be the alpha and omega. Everything at the parliament. No, the president. Everything is for the president. Nobody else. Not else.
Interesting. So I want to pause. No, pause again. I will listen to two other video. Now we take a trip down memory lane and then come back in, sir.
I intend to pay for that by first stopping the leakages.
Your first assignment.
Okay, so it say it intend for pay that by stopping the loopholes. It refer to the how you call them, the in flag bear flag ship waiting safe way na the education campaign. Yes, or whatever it is. Correct. I want to talk on that, and then I also want now we touch base small on we ACC boss in the past. Make and clear say this is not a young man who I believe say very intelligent. But again, I want to we take a trip down memory lane as to some of the things that we it being stand strong by during the then administration, and compared to that, what even said then and waiting usa we did now. 1 second, sir.
Good morning, compatriots. My name is Francis Ben Kaifala, and I am Renaissance. The Sierra Leone Renaissance movement has called on fellow Sierra Leoneans to wear black on Monday. We call it Black Monday. It's the Monday where we are supposed to show our dissatisfaction at the way the country has been run. Since independence to date, the Sierra Leonean has had a life that is less than what we would desire. We wake up in the morning worrying about the basic things that the rest of the world has forgotten. We worry about electricity, we worry about water supply, we worry about food, we even worry about security. Successive governments have failed us. This is a time for the Sierra Leonean to refuse to accept less and request more. We have to show our leaders that poverty is not a way of life. It is something which is man-made, and men all over the world have fought to change it. In Sierra Leone, it seems things cannot get better. Why? Why do people vote governments? Governments are voted to make the lives of their people better. If they cannot make their lives better, then that is a failure of social contract. And when there is a failure of social contract, the counterparties, in this case, who are the people, need to demand from their governments that what is done is not what was agreed. We have to stand up for what we believe in. We cannot accept this way of life. We have to reject it. In recent times, the economy has been destroyed. Inflation is galloping. The dollar has moved from 4,300 leones in 2013 to 7,300 leones in 2016. Inflation is something around 12.5%. Few days ago, even fear, which underscores the basic movement of people to engage in economic activity, has moved from 3,750 leones to 6,000 leones. Why? How do they expect people to live? That is why we in the Renaissance movement are calling on Sierra Leoneans to wear black. The black is to show that the colors that have led us have failed us. Now in Sierra Leone, black is the new red. We are not ready to accept less. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Kutubu, as you can hear, we ACC boss, which at that time, it was the administration of the then president, Dr. Anes Bai Koma. It makes some points then where he say the counterparty where now the people them if they feel say they're not satisfied with the governance, then get right for go out and basically protest. It be the urge Sierra Leonean for protest. It's also say that then for wear black where he say as a Black Monday. He also bring things as in the basic needs. Example of the electricity, water, food. It say the government fail. So when you dey look at then, and then with the slogan now, the ground dry, how some go look and say, is that statement contradicting? If by then, when you've been there in an opposition place, you've been there urge Sierra Leonean for letting fight for them rights. But now, when you're the part of the administration where the slogan don't can say the ground dry, People then they try for exercise their democratic right for go out and protest. Either they will get shot by tear gas or by live bullets, or then beat them, or then hold them and go um, jail them, or then all grant them in permit where now the rights are set forth by the constitution. What in you take on that, sir? Come on in.
You familiar with the saying we say, do as I say? You familiar with that no sir?
Yes, I am.
But not as I do. Thank God.
So, but how can we stop playing, like what we
Well,
would say, excuse me, like with dirty politics, only for we own selfish interests? But then when we come, it's like basically saying the words where you feel say go be music in the ears of Sierra Leonean. You take them for granted, and when you come now, it's a different thing. How can we stop that such ugly and bad behavior?
well, we will only stop that, or we will continue that if we all, we citizens, then we now we they call the governed and the governors say we all get a role for play towards the nation in socio-political, economic, and cultural advancement within the constraints of the constitution. Remember, all the talk in my way, I greatly believe in the rule of law. I greatly believe in that. I greatly believe in the rule of law because when God put me come on a salon, He bring me kind of a nation when I the way trouble United States. You get people that can only come up with this jaded argument, say, well, hey, come on, man, United States don't take 200 years, fine. But guess what? The question when he always asks them, the counter question, do I have to wait for 200 years? No. What do? Are they look for the good things the way they happen there? They are quick. So that way they are able to pass the United States. But this not going to happen again when they go back. Watching what may you study this question? I lay out perimeters. And as they come with questions, they go back to the perimeters. What not happen in Africa in general, but particularly in Salon, the political parties and the leaders they can't force at them. There is nothing like Salon. There's nothing like that. When you talk about Salon, SFP, APC, that is that. One day, not the person say, Salon. You know, you hear that. The only thing going to hear about the party them, the leaders and the party them. And so, because of that kind of approach, everything else has been neglected. Even with Parliament, they didn't hear we talk so. Wait for be able for make sure they didn't hear because if you get a now they look them up, Mr. Trump in the Parliament now the Parliament. When you get a Parliament, where no what they pan, where remember the Parliament now we that they represent we, the masses of the people them. Now they the bridge that them. But when you get a Parliament where what you know they work. A complicit, it collude with the government. Now, while on a depart. So every other institution don't change. That make I be asking question. They did with money we don't go down so. We don't become something worthless. You don't want to they say they don't call the governor of the Bank of Salary for going to Parliament and the finance minister.
No.
For them to go explain themselves. Waiting why this year happen when they go against them. You don't hear that.
Yeah.
You don't hear that. You don't hear that. But these are the same guys where they receive their salary every day and day. Until we understand, say, we're not a nation of laws, we get laws. And the people who send a yanda for who work on with us, they decide for me patriotic. You know, this patriotism, when me and you they talk about, people that refuse I joke. When you talk about patriotism, America can't force.
Yes, absolutely.
It can't force.
Yes.
Republicans, they don't can't force you. And I tell you something, this people when they behold, if the vote was there, Mr. Trump would have been out of power. And it trust me.
Yes.
Would have been out of power.
Yes.
That very minute when they announced the votes, so they know when you have been out of power. You don't want they say they don't take a minister, go look at they won't go see they take a minister from inside the office in their handcuff. They can't go to court. Check them till they go look up in jail. That thing will be you say, oh yeah, I told all they get is salute. But as long as we get a society where we get people that way untouchable, where they own, The laws of the country not there for them. Now me and you, now we the law for them pan. That's all go remain.
Yeah.
Okay? So, all this problem what they go through now because we now people will not believe in order, system, law. You know, now me and you every 15th of April you pay you tax now. Every now run you they run for go.
Yeah.
For later they don't pass. These are systems we don't put in place. These are structures them. They don't need for tell you. 15th April they go pay. You don't pay, you know the consequences. America can run without a government because they get structures. The government in your day they know more but they get structures in place. Where they drive now, where you see the police, whatever you they do, believe me, you quickly change so quickly. It's not only the police. People they afraid the police now more than how they afraid the president. Law and order, law and order. When you go to a supermarket or when you go to a bank, what you do, you know the go point a line it up till you reach to the counter, to the teller. Any discipline now not get any society where they will not get discipline. Now an animal farm mentality, now a jungle mentality, now free for all night. These are part of the thing we don't care the court to go, but we don't care the court to go. If you're not clacking na the electricity corporation or Guma Valley, when they go pay money for that water rate or that light bill, they don't give for they put in their pocket. Now the funds that they need so that they will help generate more and they call up, they will build more infrastructure on their pocket to go. All of these things that the canker worm we don't eat into the the nation in sense of value. We don't bring the country down to stand still. A society when an animal farm society. Nobody not it. As long as in the gets, that's it. That's the salute until we change with attitude, with mentality, with perception and a narrative. We go elect it take with 200 years. That you don't want to see tail come before, tail not be in the day. Anyhow you do it can work when at the end of the day, we will remain a tail. Trust me, man.
We pray that's changed very soon. So Daniel Land went out to the Minister of Internal Affairs. Make we first define the role of that for the Minister of for the layman way he go understand waiting at the expectation or the responsibility we surround a deputy versus and I also want we get to what I would say what you think say empower this deputy minister to such magnitude that he does not only act in the capacity as a deputy, but also as the first in command of that ministry. As with the obvious of waiting with the C, they go on a salon. So I want to come on that because there's so many things them who can give us an example, which the latest saga was an example of the young man with a shooting foot, where they say right now he still be left now Pademba Road for be parish alleged. If that's the case, then also now we look into human right violation. Come back in, sir.
The whether a deputy minister or whether you're a minister or whether you're a president or you get one thing we guide your conduct. Your job is being defined by the supreme law of the country. Everything what they do is being described in the waiting like function. You get things that we no go do. You get things in order also therefore tell you. And they go back to me. I mean, nobody know the above the supreme law of the country, regardless of your office. Your office don't mean nothing. Which is very important in a society are the laws, because the law are the basis, are the foundation of the country. So, assuming a minister or a deputy minister or a president or a Southern Nicola violate the supreme law of the country, there has to be consequences. This is exactly what you just not talk when they come back to. Now we get 3 branches of government. Nobody can be seen that in office so important that he go ride roughshod over the constitutional liberties of fellow citizens. No, don't sign all the way that they happen. It didn't happen. And where it happened, remedial actions will be taken for address that. So that will give impetus or gravitas to we understand it. Say we are a nation of law, not to a nation of men. We not to a nation of men. We are a nation of law. Everybody yonder is sublime. It is under the law from the president. Take kind of that make every now and then after elections the president is swear. It is swear for which it will not swear for it is swear for defend and uphold the laws of the country. So when you do violate the laws and by any other way, there are unintended consequences. So now not even try for go even around this, now not try for resort to moral equivalent. Where evidence exists of anybody, whether you're a minister or you're not violating the rights of citizens, then you only call the citizens also not for violate the supreme laws of the country. So also with the administrators, they're not supposed to violate the laws. Where each party do that, there has to be consequences. And we get what you call equal law, equal justice. But again, the fundamental question will go for us: do we get that kind of in a salon where people are held accountable? No, because get two sets of laws. You get the law there for me and you. When now we then call the downtrodden, they get a law where other people they're so highly placed, the law not will touch them. That is the type of society will get under.
Mm-hmm. So in the case of that young man, we all see what he unfold. We see authentic video where basically AYV been there on set where it kind of tell we basically what happened, wherein there was an argument between him and friend where basically they try for see who that forget waiting in terms of the fund, the money we then get at that day, we then go clean houses them. So waiting you been feel say the government for don't do in that particular incident, sir.
Well, not even the government. Say the question would have been, what should have happened in situations like that? We expect a very robust and a thorough investigation, thorough investigations where they find out a crime has been committed by anybody, be you deputy minister or be you minister or be you even a very citizen in it, the law get for taking course. It's as simple as that. It will start with an investigation, an unbiased investigation, an open investigation where they will get all the facts. Once they don't get the facts properly as it is, they still say the facts that they at variance with the laws. Laws have been broken now. Those who they way how they call on the law, hey, they have for answer. Like I tell you, when you didn't make there are a lot of things that you know they do. Yeah, you know that. Because the law, they don't do that right there for them. We know they above the law. I wonder we hold on to this premise, say nobody in office taken from the president, take hand down. In position or in office or inside not pass we law. We law big pass we are that this argument they will oversee that for the stand on. So as far as we concerned, we don't they put a premium on the individual, we don't they put any premium on the leader, we don't they put premium on the party, we don't they put premium on the what should they put premium? Would they put premium on the supreme law because at the basis of a society that without that law we don't get a society. That yet that's all for the framework argument. Say the law not forbid respect of anybody who violate the law, therefore deal with you equally, equal justice, equal law. That they kind of material for they promote. We waiting at that kind of place here.
Many recently hear your voice or your own opinion about the Mrs. Bill in behavior. Yes. What you feel saying in value or the devalue what it bring to this government, the present administration?
Thank you. Per se, I not get any for I not ever sabi Mrs. Bill. I know we get there's a wife of the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. There's a wife. Clearly enough, 2 years ago in 2018, the citizens in Sierra Leone they mean turn at the polling stations. They may elect people them of their own choice. They may elect the president, but in the course of the election, they not be elect a co-president. They may elect a vice president. They not be elect an associate president. Two people that we know they elect the president and the vice president. Now, the office of first lady, everywhere in this world, we mean of what are you know, for not a constitutional office. Now I make they know they fund the office, parliament know they fund the office, even as if they know they fund the office of first lady, they know they fund them. Whatever expenses they and they come off from the office of president is a safe. For one thing, you don't one day they say they don't call the first lady now, they don't go testify in the parliament. They don't. They know they hold them accountable because nobody not elect them. Nobody not elect them in governor to an elective office. So I mean they no call them. With that in mind, that accounts for the fact that there are areas where you don't go cross. The wife of any leader that the country, you can be, or the husband of any leader, because they both ways. Sometimes the woman are the leader,
Yes.
then the man and the spouse. So don't talk about in generics now. With the hopes that it will settle on the wife of the president of Salon. You don't know where they play a supporting role. They support the president or the prime minister or whoever behind the scene. The husband or the wife of the leader, now they be the first way they see him, and now they be the last way they see him. Because like we don't pass 10 o'clock now, so the leader, the president, a wife or a husband, and in the house. Nobody else know they see that they no more did it. So if there's anything else, you'll be able to tell the leader now, which you don't see, you tell them. But when you get a situation where either the wife or the husband of the leader, it all tempts him for them in competition with the leader. Every little thing you did before the media, every now and then, no, what they do, they draw unnecessary attention on yourself, and what you do, they distract. And in this case, particularly Miss Bio, now they are really send the thing now direct to side. Mrs. Bio, I mean, an undue distraction. In the undue distraction, in the sense, they do everything for cultivate the attention of the media, where they take away from who say people then for the look at what the president they do. And you get a very gullible people them, where the so-called press people them, where they take advantage of in naivety or insensitive gullibility. So they spend a lot of. I was never a supporter of and by Koromai, but you know, true, say talk me. Intellectual honesty demands say give credit to them. One day we know you say Akoma day before press or social media didn't know. She was the wife of the president and she's the wife of the president. But what she do is that went for Miss Rebecca Stevens, that went for Mrs. Momo, that virtually went with every other for Mrs. Chijan Kaba was one of the strongest spouses because on her marriage, he worked as permanent secretary. But she knew the line, she knew she was not the president. Whatever influence again at the administration makes something that behind the scene. But that cannot be said for Mrs. Bio. Now only Mrs. Bio has seen he get even coat of arms. I don't want them say first ladies can get coat of arms. I never saw the British Prime Minister the husband and get coat of arms. I don't see him. Mrs. Tony Blair, a very strong woman, but I know one day how they call her. They hate for her when they mean her down the street. They ain't nothing. Because nobody not being second prime minister. Okay. That's right. The prime minister was Tony Blair, not him. But nonetheless, she was very influential on her husband. What Mrs. Bio need for do now, for be honest with you, Mrs. Bio not need for wait a minute, for nobody not elect you. Get this in mind. But above all, as a wife of the president, when you talk in such a way that because you want to make sure that there's respect for the office. You don't just talk anyhow. Even if you're angry, how you communicate your message? You just talk like they way they work and how they call it, way they work and kamike or way they work and no. You're not the wife of the president of the Republic of Salion.
Then kamike they will sue you.
I tell you, man. I tell you. You will never talk say, oh no, me I talk like Fatima. No. They work so. You are the wife of the president of the Republic of Salion. Everything we talk about
it reflect on the office of president. Waiting is beyond for do. He need for hire a press secretary and a very tough person will go act as a chief of staff. Where most time before he go out there and he talk, they go down really hard and call him. They know they go extempore. Every now and then it extempore that make it fear, of course, that make they see all this diplomatic foul up, that make it talk a lot of things that we're not supposed to talk. It really need for no in place within the country. Yes, she is the spouse of the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, but don't get any political authority. She's not part of the executive. No, she's not. She's not part of the administration. And nobody don't fool her. She's not. Nobody elected her. She's not. The constitution not get that power. It can still be very effective, with around a husband by just keeping a low profile. Stop competing with the president every now and then. Call it then on social media. No, he not help you. Now, for be honest with you, I'm not the only lady where I see everybody don't bring down so much. All other spouses there who say really today, I not be seeing anybody they go after them. For be honest, to say talk me that in and the cause of your problem because he want proof things that to be. No, you don't need for proof that to nobody. A tiger not get for proof saying a tiger. If you think not to tiger, challenge and then you go find out if it's a tiger or not. It's as simple as that. So me as far as me concerned, it's beyond him na the cause of waiting in midterm. Now in it for Sidoma, it take a retrospective look, it take a stop, and then it get inside your equated Dr. Kuro, get inside like starch kaki, go back to you. Go back to you, be a supporter of your husband without being not become the news. Not because once you don't put it under because a low foot hanging. If you don't hang the foot low, they go take a shot at your foot. So that's when we look at more.
So, but could it be like she's overzealous, wherein maybe sometimes intentional mean for that it come out the way it come out, but at the end of the day, it just they come out unfortunately the wrong way.
Exactly. You don't talk her right there. I understand where she's coming from. Mm-hmm. She's very protective of the yes, she's very protective, that's fine. Mm-hmm. But again, remember, waiting for guidance, if waiting at a guiding principles, waiting for only guide on that. Whatever you do, you have to be very careful, because nobody, once you get this at the back of your mind, say they not elect him, he not to a co-president, he not to an associate president, he not just the spouse of the husband. Now, when you start for talk, I tell you, say, the first person when you see the president of Samuel, now the wife of the president, I first is here. The last person when they see the president of Samuel, that he went then the last person.
Right.
Then at the first and then at the last.
Yes.
I don't know of any power way past that day. Now you not the first way they say because then they know when the president wake. Then they know who say grab.
Yes, absolutely.
And then they know when he go sleep. Mm-hmm. But where is such a way, let not become too obvious. Not to other people. One of the problem we get, I think, in not learn the act of communication, in not learn them. Mm-hmm. So people in the tractor they say he look arrogant.
Yes.
He assertive. Yeah, they call her. I mean, they may be right, they may not, but all that again, you see, now that made the white man get one thing. They say perception like reality. The danger is about perception. Mm-hmm. Waiting and not perceived about you, it might be true, it might not be true, but they say about the reality, but that's so you did. Mm-hmm. So that in need for this abuse in mind from that, take a step back. Yes, please be very active with around your husband. Help him as much as you can, but do it in such a way that you not become the issue now. You know, let we see more of the president, let see more of him. But every now and then, in social media, that you detract us, the arm against you. A lot of things they do away, they talk and that sometimes I feel bad with himself. As firstly, I will never. I don't go talk about what did happen at me, and they gave me money for my toenail polish for me here for do that. And they just no, don't talk about all those things. No. And sometimes I don't know if they embellish because I don't talk to all the other world leaders and wives. Wow, when you meet with all the world leaders, and they're not going to tell you. Mrs. Trump is not going to tell you what they go to now. She's not going to tell you. So that's the way I look at it, man.
So another um critical thing within our country right now, when
Mm-hmm.
Honorable Paulo Conte in Saga. I
Mm-hmm.
know say you get your own set of your own point of view on that area.
Oh yes.
Yes. Some they say he was guilty or he had bad intention, but the word intention, if we look on under the Islamic point of view, which I'm not going to talk much in the Christianity point of view, but do you anybody when a Christian you can come back to if there's anything at the Bible where you go able for educate we on. Islam say, or even here in the courts, they can say, um, then they find somebody guilty based on the intention, if he intend for do any harm. Islam say Allah the bless we by intention. If you want buy somebody Mercedes Benz or maybe a bag of rice, you not get time. But the fact that you even intend, Allah don't give blessing for that. You understand? Having
Mm-hmm.
said that, it is said that with the read the story say go in they don't even check him, but it can intel the involunteer say I get something at this bag wait I no one take with me, oh no go sir, and then say no he insists say in a hold am and wait till we understand you are correct me from if you hear any other thing sir. Waiting we understand that it make and clear say the reason being why you know left and in car because some young man them get in car and hence the reason if God forbids then go take it and they then go do anything and in and go hold accountable. The other thing we also know say this weapon was legally registered. You understand? So having said that, no fast forward now to taking it now to another level wherein okay it go it gets the meeting then he exits back then call her in for question then left him back he go home later on and then say they can't take him gun then they hold him. You understand? Then
Mm-hmm.
initially the president say, "Oh no, no, hold on, anything, not so." Then we understand say people then go na the president in ace, he decide say go all accountable. Some go say, okay, we go say, okay, if na mistake, you're not supposed to take that gun day, we acknowledge saying a mistake. But the fact that he surrendered the gun prior to going to that meeting, it is obvious that there's no intention of which he's been accused. And then the other concern is if there's a CCTV camera, then bring it to the table. If you say this person is make like American also, every building or every surrounding gets the camera, then they. If you get any doubt, and like how the court can say beyond any reasonable doubt, if there's any doubt, bring this thing up, present them for near the general public say, okay, he did intend or he did not intend. So when you come back in based on why you take your stand where you stand and then we'll go open the line for a few people then for them then come in assist it and they try for call but I know we want to interrupt you. Come back inside.
This I know even allow waste a lot of time on this. I
Yes,
know
sir.
allow we spend 2-3 minutes on this. It's very simple.
Yeah,
Me, you they take her from the American perspective now, yeah?
yeah,
Which what you call the within jurisprudence.
yeah.
In law, there's something they call burden of proof in law.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly, the burden of proof in law says
Mm-hmm.
the accuser in chief, the burden of proof, the preponderance of evidence for show, say, waiting a charge you of you give to your farm,
Mm-hmm.
you are the bring the charge now, you get done there. You were the really accusation. In Naya, the burden of proof they on the state for any charge where they subject and now they get for beyond reasonable doubt, like you correctly use the word.
Yes, sir.
Meaning the man also the constitution clearly established rights them where not go be where you don't go look aside. The right for confront the accusers them. This they happen through cross examination.
Mm-hmm.
The right for let you get any material will go be beneficial to in case they get that right and all of those rights and this is what the constitution guarantee. The right not for come up with evidence we go bias the case.
Mm-hmm.
All of it, but above all, the right for be tried by 12 of union and the appears them. 12 ordinary people them. So we on job now from we within America, that will put ourselves now at the pedestal, we will be seen more enlightened and more informed
And we believe in law, the rule of law and constitutional liberty. Let me and you now be advocates. Say, well, wait a minute. Let hold on this noise. Let we allow this man. Let get in court. Let the accusers and winning that the state of Salion, because this is not a case against him in the state of Salion. Let the state of Salion go establish the case where they get a beyond reasonable doubt, where all the rights have been taken into consideration. Only when they don't do that, they will go to the next level. Because whatever they do done on a conjecture.
Salon for all, voice for all, kindly hold, please. Sorry, sir, go ahead.
Yes, right. Like a conjecture, a academic, is not addressing the issue. The only we all be there in this country, we see where John Hinckley shoots the president of the United States, miss him. We see him. But still, he had his day in court. So long go with that threshold that will be the argument. You know, they could be going out and let it go court. Let the court determine that. When the court don't determine that, they'll go to the next level. Again, what you know about Salo, everything that parties are less, everything that political parties are less, that we could use all this. We don't remember I will tell you, we don't have no system again. We don't believe in courts, we don't get courts. The leader, that the problem is that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Now answer the other call. Somebody want to contribute. Welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All. If you get any question or contribution, kindly identify yourself, please. Hello? Yes, sir. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, this is Ibrahim APC doctor.
Oh, welcome, sir. Welcome. Yeah, kindly.
Thank you very much, my moderator.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad for the job well done. First of all, I congratulate you.
Oh, thank you.
I just listened to me brother Kutubu Kuruma of this incident to the with Palo. You know, I hate for say it, and I will say it. When I talk to somebody or I ask somebody like a panel, we don't already find somebody guilty. There is a bias right there. So I'm not going to ask the question to that person. I know the answer already. From the one where this year happened, we all the ask say yes. Pado was wrong for them to take a weapon. Can I court state house thing? But what I don't understand when Kutubu talk about 1965, 1963, 1972. This is a new 21st century with it. Even the poorest country in the world, then get a CCTV at the domain of the president. So all this time when they restart back, Paulo is guilty, Paulo is not guilty, Paulo surrender a weapon or the force for them give a weapon. Why will not they able get the CCTV for? Shall we say yes? Paulo, the force they ask for them surrender a weapon, he say no, the force for go inside. Then the security that they get they don't begin no right. I don't care who's Paulo. For even allow for them to pass without checker. I don't carry a weapon in America for 21 years. I don't care if you mean Papa want me, I can't focus the ambassador of Kuwait. You know the police are without those soldiers. Because the life of the president, the Kuwait, is in our hand. So the life of the president and the security in their hand before we will do anything. So if you don't find the man guilty, well, the man not get even in your statement itself from the new lawyers or to the public, and I assure you, I'm not getting anything against whoever. If Paulo is guilty, let pay the price. But if he's not guilty, don't be sincere to himself.
Yes, sir. So, Mr. IB, from before you come in, I know so you've been on the follow the debate today, or the conversation, or the dialogue, whatever way we want to call it today. But maybe initially on other platform, maybe Mr. Kutubi don't say otherwise. But today on, it look and say, Nedi man, Nedi get a fair trial where there's no bias, where it go, and then also, like I said, and for treat this case wherein it's beyond any reasonable doubts, and we bring the example of the CCTV camera. So basically, now to the speak the same language from what Mr. Kutubu they say today. Maybe you be refer to another audio way we don't pull prior to today, but today they really speak the same. Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
But the audio, you see, I want to the way they say, you know, they rush to judgment. As for Kutubu, I respect her. We don't already rush to judgment over a month ago. Okay. When all man knows in our position we stand. So whatever he do now, around to the take judge and back.
I see.
You understand?
Yes,
when you go to court, I don't go to court many times to testify. When something happen at court, they get forward review. for let feel for this particular case where they go back. The other way we escape from their court and they will talk say we are neighbor to this person and they don't judge me mama and watch my hand, they don't give me mama mutuka, they disqualify you. Because they want to be an innocent person for being a juror. Let a verdict where they say now based on what you read from the people's mouth, they will two mouth. You understand
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Khadija be buy mutuka, they can't thief on the net. So if you don't go thief APC doctor mutuka, then Khadija will be juror, if they take that advantage the way they thief mutuka, let it jail that person. No.
That's all.
You can't do that. I mean, they go disqualify in a court. I mean, they need 10 jurors, they call up to 300 jurors. They screw them all the way down. Why if you take this case and all this case? So now one of the things I talk. If Palo, me are there against Palo 100% for carrying a weapon go to State House. Period. And I'm not going to hide for nobody. I'm not going to party early. But my question is, now them against Palo in report. And Palo report, no one of no area yet. Only the CID will give statement back. This man go there spend 45 minutes with the president. Anybody who they plan a call for somebody, when I allow for them to spend 45 minutes with the president, now the job with the life of the president. Then the man come out, when I make it go to CID, he go make a statement, he go back to my house before when I call for camp. So by the time the man go to my house, then the when I make that decision day. But for proof, Palo was wrong, the security was wrong, this not get anything for doing with the government, with the president. If Palo was wrong, the security was wrong, the CCTV will give you the facts.
I see. Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
And one thing I want to get correct. People that complain say, not to the president get this case here, and the law. So when I want to tell you say, all the one will be the plan coup, when the government be the king, not to the party, not to APC the king them. That's the law that king them.
Interesting.
That's the question why I get confused, man. When they talk say, not to Palo get case with the president, they get case with the law. So for now them all, Taki them all, they get case with the president or with the law. Sometimes law they reason enough who they do something because when they delay for me, mama, tomorrow I go there for other person, mama. When they delay for me, brother, tomorrow I go there for other person, brother. So the verdict where they get today, my man say we meet you tomorrow, I'll say verdict them go with.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I don't know if you want to add any more because I will make Mr. Kutubu himself come in. Then while we get another person too, where they try for ritual. You want?
Okay.
Yes. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Mr. Kutubu is right of
Salon for all. Kindly hold, please.
Yes. But
Yeah,
he
go
don't
ahead,
make
sir.
petition before. But publicly, he talk about over 4, 5 audio the whole man gets.
Okay. Yes,
so people
yes.
they take it that way, they say, you don't already find this man guilty from day one. But he know be able to give the facts, and he give no facts, what he make the man is guilty. And if you go to the extent, try to the president say, if the president they pardon this man here, he go read them. Don't know what take up. If he use that one day, he don't have the forum.
Okay.
You hear me?
Well,
If he use that, I get the audio file.
maybe we will assume say something a hasty decision he be make at that time. Yeah.
Technical point why the issue.
Okay.
Okay, the man not done because he's seeking for the, more than because me has a good be very long.
Okay, no problem, sir. Yeah. Okay, so Mr. IB, Mr. Ibrahim, do you kindly stay with we? Because Mr. Kutubu go contribute to that. I get another call now. Just put it on hold too. So just stay with we. If anything, you go call back and come in, sir. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, hold on. Just hold on then. Now, Mr. Kutubu, 1 second, sir. Salon for all, voice for all. Kindly identify yourself, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, Khadija. Mr. Sisse from Canada.
Welcome, Mr. Sisse.
Thank you.
I shall say you don't follow the thread.
Yeah, I don't follow the trend from the starting, like more than an hour or so.
Wonderful.
That's a very good one.
Wonderful. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
You want to say something before Mr. Kutubu coming? Yes, sir.
Yes, in the very first place, I want to say a big thank you to Professor Kutubu.
Yes, sir.
A wonderful privilege for me to partake in a program because this way the platform can be very, very hot.
Yes.
It really shed light on most of the things that they bother the country, and honestly, if Salon for push go before some of these issues not for be thrown under the carpet.
Absolutely.
We need to bring and come to the light for ensure say changes then take place. But like one side way, like me, one for like put more weight on with regards to squire pegging around all. Always the talk and even in your program, the work you follow is say that system where the winners take it all. Now the country nine don't make salon day the end like today. And I agree with some 100%. They assure anybody most of the appointments them way governments that they make not as a result of qualification, as a result of your party loyalty, as a result of your connection we get to the leader or the president. So at the end of the day, we not see them people here perform at all. Yeah. So we are not looking at qualification before we give appointments. It get down in with politics na salon. So that make every year in 5 years we look at we change, we put other people them who they come back now the same thing. Because the government or the president they come and say, well, you be supporting with big money, that put you in a Ministry of Finance. Oh, you now you the argue for me, that put you in this position. So that's what we are seeing every day until the present day where we they talk so. Yeah. Because if you look at the ambassador in China, you see what's in the person they perform, you in your common sense, you will know that this person don't know a roles and responsibility. So the best thing is for change this person. But nothing will happen to this person in that position simply because he's been affiliated strongly to the party. Yeah. So this is what has been destroying Sierra Leone all this while. You see people them, you they go put you over, say rules construction or whatever. Ministry of let's say infrastructure was you don't get any iota of them since they did. So what you do, you're not able to develop nothing. So at the end of the day, you go depend on the permanent sector. You go depend on the people where you meet today, and you cannot improve what you don't meet because you don't have the technicality for improve them. Yeah, I always tell people if we get the right people in the place where we think say they're for day, honestly, job creation will be very easy in a salon. And I tell you, even development they go at a faster pace because everybody know what they do. I want to just draw your attention to the current government way they 80 to 95% of all the ministers there, anyone we go to media, what they talk is for flagship projects. That tells you these people don't know what they are doing. Because if we have the flagship project, does not mean every bit of resources or we talk them all now within the flagship project. If you put me, for instance, say, me a minister of education or minister of internal affairs, I should have my own roles and responsibility. I should have my own plans. Yeah, I should have my own activities where nine geared towards within the government they achieve at the end of the day. But when you look every bit of any one of these ministers, when they go on a radio or any media, when you want to talk, you say we will bring flagship projects. Like I can always say at this program, this flagship project, let them show me almost research they do, almost data they get for it. Say this project now me the country may need. We don't get anything. We get what to call needs assessment. Who said they do needs assessment for time we say the country may need quality education? Free quality education. These are some of the things, like I can always say. Because we know they get the right people in the right place, they will always on.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You done, sir?
Yeah, I'll just
okay, wonderful. So, Mr. Kutubu, you can come in, sir. Come in, sir. Now you, I know say you want to respond to Mr. Ibrahim as well as Mr. Sise. Come in, sir.
Unfortunately, though, I see people that know transmogrify me to this kind of a mythical figure where me personally know say I'm not in that kind of pedestal there. But people they don't think for sake well, Kutubu is like the be on and all. It's so unfortunate for them people to say, me your personal opinion and waiting the law will say that two different things and I talk say Palo contra guilty. Akisiro talk so.
So 1 second, not coming with that, sir. Why we not for underestimate we voice them in the example of one individual where it talk about example of Mr. Kueta name Kueta where it be now been a strong voice now the social media where the individuals say it's not and go net and take them therefore arrest them unfortunately that come to passing. So hence the reason why we should not underestimate who voices them. So come back in, sir. Yes, sir.
No, thank you.
Yes, sir.
But then any government where just you act on the whims, views, and caprices of people, then I'm not go back to this case.
Yes, sir.
We get a judicial system. We get 3 branches of government. I can sit on there and proffer any kind of opinion, but at the end of the day, could be opinion up now. Waiting 12 ordinary people, then they go decide 9 matter. 12 ordinary people then with all the constitutional liberties them where go they at my disposal. Then when you study this case, I will talk and say the preponderance of evidence, they on palo content, not really. The responsibility for make sure say palo content guilty or not guilty, it in the hands of the state. That the state versus Adam. Kutubu or any other person can proffer any opinion. But the question is, not that no. Now waiting the jury and get that they hand. Now even when they go to court, the judge they tell say no, that this evidence when you get now this not to waiting and you're in at two. This way get now you the act on.
So then back again, Mr. Kutubo, how sad when it comes to places like Africa, not only limited to, no, we're not just saying almost Sierra Leone. We all know the obvious of say we get 3 branches then, but how effective are those branches? At the end of the day, the executive take overshadow everything. And at the end of the day, even if the judges they want to do right by the citizen or the people then where them they say them how you call it, and then they accuse of whatever the crime may be. Sometimes the judges then go see say them people they are so they're not really guilty of this crime, but because of pressure, would have they appoint them people they are so put in at that prestige position they at the end of the day then they find them difficult between what's right and what's and trying to what they will say sycophant or trying to please what pleases the president. You understand? So that's where the problem is. It could possibly be say, so tell you go get people them way go sit down as jurors them, say maybe 10 people them na that panel day. So tell 8 of them say this man not guilty. But maybe the other 2 we go put pressure, and then at the end of the day, the president say no, we will still find him guilty. Unfortunately, people picking life go down because of one person where go gets the saying over everything else. I don't know what you think about that. Come back inside.
You remember where you start this argument?
Yes, sir.
How we start them, how they go back.
Yes.
Or I just give from really history now, other country way trouble. We me aware of what I don't know.
Yes.
In 1960, no 63, Kwame Nkrumah sacked the Chief Justice, Sir Akukosa Isakam, because Kwame Nkrumah not agree convict all. I mean the judge, the Chief Justice not convict all the 5 defendants that were been there before in a case where they alleged they may attempt for assassinating Kwame Nkrumah. We see that. In Salon, we see every day where S.I. Kuruma they go meet Justice Marcus Cole in the case of Mohammed Soifona and others. So all they talk with them for being history, the history now left for being for support the argument. We see that every day Justice Marcus Cole, when I've been the presiding judge, S.I. Kuruma they go there every day when the case been on. Okay, you very correct say in third world countries in Africa. And everything, when they argue with this story, I don't just say everything are just the president. Everything is the president. You know the trouble of parliament. They know the trouble of everything is the president. Now maybe they talk say one of the quick solution there. We might as well abolish with legislative branch of government with parliament. Let all third world countries they do away with parliament. Let they do away because let there be one man no more. Now they happen again so. Even when the constitution clearly talk about 2 terms, look at it Alpha Conde they do. This is a very unfortunate situation we find ourselves.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate situation African countries they find themselves.
Absolutely.
Everything is one man. So the question is, how do we navigate this? How will we get over this for make sure that we constitutional liberties are enhanced and sustained? We own Africa, but even we own countries, and we citizens that we get for begin confront the government. We govern us. One way or the other, we get for confront the governors. After now, we on behalf of the work. Now if they're not, they do things the way no in a how they call them, we're not in harmony with legitimate aspirations. Now we all place that for you. But the problem is that the only way they tell you everything is done within the lenses of party or the leader. I'll give you an example what happened at Parliament. They shot Dr. Yunkela down. All the parliamentarians they don't rise in support of Dr. Yunkela. They don't do it. They left the man on EO. The individualism. These are the things that these African leaders they see and they explain. They say, well, if I'm on the parliament, they don't get that. You get 1 or 2 people, they no more. Once I get 1 or 2 people, they on my side. That's about it. But if we get with leaders, with parliament in Africa, they stand as no leader no go emerge as a dictator. It's not possible. It's not possible. Because the parliament they first they go deal with you. Now go back to the Samsumana saga. What did the parliament do? Nothing. Ibrahim I call Mundu when I be the majority leader in the parliament. One man is Saka and Esco Masaka. What did the parliament do? Nothing. So all of these things we told about they are self-inflicted because the one day when you expect they will get up for do they know they do them. They all the kowtow. They capitulate to either cravenness or whatever it is. This is the collective tragedy this order meet we. One man, now only one man, they challenge everybody in the whole country until we move away from that system. Then, hey, we either get all the branches of government work for enhance and sustain with constitutional liberties, then we write them, or not just let also end to one man. Let me answer that, Lydia.
Thank you so much, sir. So having said that, I don't know if both of the callers they want to say something before calling quit. Yes, sir. Okay, go ahead, sir. If you want to add to that, you want to say anything else?
Yes. I really appreciate Kutubu inputs. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I wish before they say something, when something happen, that this kind of way you react, and then you go educate a lot of we. They get more experience past a lot of we when they talk.
Absolutely.
Put on the media.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
But one thing we could fit for realize that we in the media now, the new technology we do, our voice is so powerful that whatever we say we get support their way. You understand?
Yes, sir.
I remember a few days ago when Kutubu Yeri say a black country will be the leading defense council for Palo. Kutubu come back right there. He attack a black country.
One second. Salon for All, Voice for All, Network Television. Kindly identify yourself, please.
Yes, I'm Mohammed Masakwi. I'm calling from Jersey.
Yes, sorry, sir. Okay. No, hang up, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Masako, welcome, sir. Yeah, no, one sec. Mr. Masako, just hold on 1 second, yeah? Will they bring you back soon? Okay, sir, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So, you understand,
Yes, sir.
They attack a black country, a personality of which if you don't do this, that, the incredibility will come down if you respect. A black country, like a lawyer, whether he did against or favor, which any party one day. You understand? Yeah. But when we the media, we talk, it go far. And people take it away. Now that they tell Mr. Kutubu. Not that what Mr. Kutubu they talk, correct too. But when he says something, as soon as something happens, he jump inside it. You support us in that line there. That the president will get. He talks something again full support concerning the president and Salon. The president and Salon, not because I'm not Africa. The president and Salon, when you know say yes to them, you lost your position, you even into a danger life and your family. Until we take that out of power, the questions are supported on that day. Until we take it out of power, we not take it out of power. The president of any country of Africa, now they're above the word executive self. Like he said, they kill APC doctor today will kill me. Because nobody know that's a question. John Okotie and Eskroma do. And Eskroma and the party support. But when he said, they go to ECOWAS, I was against that. That was totally wrong. You understand?
Yeah.
Even though I'm the party, we have to respect the law put. That make a be table say, if you matter building the law out, in order for affect her until when he left power, they can Eskroma now. All the other way they pass, it affect her now. Because you know get no power, you know get nothing. They can tell them. A sitting government, you know, fight her. If he matter be one arrest and Eskroma today, and the body will go to arrest her. question about it. But what do you mean what that Salo? This tribalism business, this retaliation, how long would they put up? If we put tribalism and retaliation, no progress to the Salo. Because when you make a boiler, when you do something, you make a revenge. We got to make sure say the politics of Sierra Leone for be a friendly and family politics. We argue, we disagree, we agree. The way done, for that that day. If right now I tell you so, I want them Madam Biogun about it been the biggest house, the biggest hotel about. Why? Because not only one grade they enjoy. Don't go and escobar be that Oscar that day. Maybe very soon, and escobar to carry a joint was a pass for the drag and the commando, drag a guy side. But the beauty of that house, they don't listen a penny. You understand? If every president they develop in town, believe me, Ugadi. If Esa Korobi develop at Boloko, Kamarajano they develop Gambia, Marabiuka develop Bond. Believe me, now the development of the country, now we all enjoy. A lot of people go but but if you're not a president, you don't be like us, you go be out of the country. Such up with you, how is Sarah going to go see that person? This can be point why they always fight. Any minister, we get money, you be like Salute, and they glad for you. Because even if you die or you left power, that bitch or that building day, it makes Salute look nice. You understand? This retaliation here will get for left hand. Whether you APCO, SLPO, NGCO, C4CO, it don't make no difference. The people of Sierra Leone, they will go for making them enjoy the Sierra Leone country. And they will only enjoy Sierra Leone with safety day. But let somebody not free for build a house or free for do something. They say, well, what is party can we come out, they can't see use. What is party come out, they can't broke use. What is party come out, they can't see your property. Then we will go before.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. I've been put Mr. Masako on all, but it seemed like I don't lost him. I did try for reach him back, but he need a respond, and I hope say he go call Mr. Masako. Welcome back, sir. Welcome, sir.
Yes,
sir.
I'm so sorry. I just got called.
Okay, no problem. Welcome.
Yeah.
I know so you don't listen. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah. Okay. I tell you, thank you for the detail we want to do.
Yes, sir.
We do appreciate that they follow almost every time on the program.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Actually, I try for lament about Mr. Pal.
Yes, sir.
Me community call Uncle Pal.
Yeah.
Actually, me always had this try to say.
Yeah.
It just need for beg for forgiveness.
Yes.
That all everybody just need for when they talk to the president, whosoever very close to.
Yes.
But inform him.
Okay.
Because this guy be don't former minister of defense affairs, and apart from that, a lawyer and a lawyer. Excuse me. So he know the law.
Yeah.
So I mean, and you know see where they take on Congo state. And you know see you now opposition. You go to that kind of place and they, you know see already we don't get met before. You know see they will not even like you.
Yeah.
They do that kind of carelessness. You take gun crown, but whether you license the gun or the gun license, whatever, you don't need for don't care good. You don't need for don't take that gun crown go to that place.
Yeah.
There's a lot of way for don't do that gun. Either left inside Motoka lock him, or maybe if somebody there wait for don't can give him a hold him for him something like that.
Yes.
Or if I wait left in the house.
Yes.
But if you can't go to that place, and actually the problem here is Marabi you not get problem. Now the people that wouldn't get around Marabi.
Yes.
Marabi officer he one left this guy, one let's go. But the people that are us Marabi for let's go this guy. I got somebody who are very close to, you don't talk and say, Marabi let this guy out. They go 2023, they therefore mobilize people there, made them vote against Marabi.
Hey.
So this guy back, I mean, it just try for satisfy followers, that kind of stuff. But,
so Mr. Masako, let me come in. First and foremost, I appreciate you so much. Your voice and your inputs, you sound like a patriotic Sierra Leonean. Because the suggestion we you even give is similar like a kumbara, similarly to what I gave to the president the other day. And I believe there comes a time when certain decision we to make for national cohesion, for now we get peace. For now, we now reflect back to 1999 or 1996, whatever the case may be, right? For now, not go back to that to get a bad memory, right? Or that history not repeat itself, God forbid. you as a leader, sometimes you they take a decision where they in favor of the interest of the country and for we peace, regardless of you even losing a term. You understand? Like if you listen to Vice President Beroa, he make a statement one time where he say he believes say he win the election, but because of the safety of Sierra Leonean, he decides say he go just relax and let peace rail. You understand? So having said that, like how you say, if it can't to that point where if an apology it get for take, then the president make that decision, say, do I know we drop this for the betterment of the country or for the peace of the country, regardless of me not even taking a second term. I believe say that the more important, because once now your legacy gets such stain, or like they say, oh na SLPP or na APC, na they no more wouldn't come, or this part of the country person where they come with a rule, because this is a critical thing. Treason is like is somebody in life they in jeopardy here. One day you be part of that legacy. You they get me point, eh? Yeah, so come back in, sir. Oops, sorry, I know the sorry, I know the
but actually, the people the way they really try. I mean, I know they not about them, not the leaders of APC, because they feel like by a former president and Skrumani for interfere into this thing, or the other people then they for interfere into this thing here. But like I know they not from them, just quiet, all what I mean, they just they think about them. May they just apologize. Say, oh, this guy will not say a mistake to do. This guy not get no intention and not get nothing for do to this guy. Because I'm not gonna be feel say if this guy gonna be so stupid, for go overthrow or kill this guy, wait, everybody knows the guy don't invite him openly. Something like I'm not get out. I mean, I'm not feel so. Actually, I don't know anybody feel say. Me na APC or whatever. Me name is Mohammed Masakwe.
I love that.
Yes,
I love that.
The problem, we just want peace in our country.
Mr. Masakwe, we need.
For there. I mean, we're not too there with the talk. Okay, so we cannot do the effect.
Yeah.
Members, so we get people there.
Absolutely.
When it happen, then go for suffer. And when they suffer, if you get love one, they used to go for suffer.
God bless
you. Don't suffer physically, but emotionally. So I mean, like that kind of stuff, and me, I don't want any chaos, any everything, and then all waiting, really just
so wonderful.
If when we go to reach the president, talk to him, just forgive this guy.
Mr. Masakwe, I guarantee you say you reach the president as you speak right now. So take that opportunity for address the president, sir.
Yeah. And the president, if you don't listen to me, I'm 11151. If you understand exactly, because I'm both commissionable. All right. So the problem here is, if if the people that are random, that they push this guy, view of himself not a bad guy. People that just misunderstand no more. The guy was just disciplined and strict small. Or not like bad guy, the way people then really sometimes they try for makeup. Now the people that are around you, now they try, even if the government doesn't work fine right now, now the people that are around them, now they try for on a mind and they try for do some kind of game. They play some games around them. Because me no say we remain the most of we go through the same you not to pure minute. You not shabu. We got people then when a pure minute they we know where they undermine this guy.
See?
Where in if you say in get the confidence in and say now people that with a lawyer so when they lie where they play game with them. I know this for sure. So you all what would they say to you because of peace. I'm not related to APC, I'm not getting nothing for doing APC. Where I be there to say I be there to SFPB for the family, everybody, I know say most of the enemies are doing. One more SFPB person. But because of peace, I just want to left this guy. Let this guy go. This guy need to do nothing. We're not get up Salon not get up plan again for overthrow person or kill anybody. So I don't know about that stage. I don't think say if anybody there right now or Paulo Conte, it will be so done to that extent, like for go overthrow or kill this guy. I don't feel
so wonderful of you.
Yeah, I believe say, although I'm mistaken, I believe say, I believe say It just can't go that gone. Maybe like carelessness no more. Like some people, the way they're just too careless. I believe so that one of the reasons that way we don't take that gun like this. But I not feel say if this guy go get a bold mind, he go kill that guy or for go kill the president. Because no say if you kill the president, now chaos night for don't happen in the country.
Right.
The threat night will happen in the country. Yeah. Let me take that number for now.
Mr. Masako, salute, salute, salute. Thank you. Thank you so much for handle this sensitive situation on a patriotic point of view versus tribal point of view or regional or sectional point of view. Waiting at Yeri here is a Sierra Leonean we love in country. We want peace for in country. And I know say
I'm not glad you see most of like me because I follow a lot of groups. Sometimes I see people that cause money, target this person. Sometimes I can go respond. Why respond they cost me more. Sometimes because I'm not really not like what you go on. Like one time I began this group like Jibu Bangura. First we start the program or all we did by this program. I follow them. Because Mr. Sanoso, I'm not really favor of Madam you to be honest with you. I've been not favor because I get some reason out there where I'm not going to talk right now. But with the talk about what I broke away from Djibouti, most of the kind of people where I feel say I go able to hang out with. And one person where they oppose somebody, do that constructive way, not to that rude way or arrogant way. Do something in that manner, that respectful manner. Like if they campaign against person, some people they're ready for follow some people. But not to that rude way, where ready today any time you need for cost of the from this now. That's I don't believe in that.
Thank you so much. No, with patients we serve, as we talk more, we interact, we able for learn from each other, and we go able for get to that place where we all want to be. You understand? We all get quality in we, and the weakness we get for forgive ourselves, and that's what we need. We need forgiveness. We need for forgive and let go. For now, we get a better Mama Salon. I appreciate you so much, and thank you for being a participant.
I tell now, Mr. Kutubu. They give a lot of good advice, and I respect them. Although not too care of whosoever targets you or whatever. Sometimes some people, everybody get your opinion. Sometimes my opinion might not be too okay, but everybody get your talk. Everybody get your common sense. Information or whatever if they try to put out there. So I'm not one like people that attack them. People tell all kind of stuff. But my way I really respect. Sometimes people they feel say bias, but if you listen keenly, I'm a very intelligent man anyway. And you say I give credit. That kind of people they are really, really, they respect,
I'm humble.
All right, now you take that there.
Mr. Masako, I thank you so much. This is not the first time where you actually bring your voice here, but I know I may be the last. I'm going to call you now for that you participate at this platform. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Yes, sir. Mr. Kutubu, thank you for your patience, sir. We get a wonderful Sierra Leonean way make I feel so good. This is what I've been just they hold back my tears because this is what we need. Where we they hold we country on a patriotic point of view versus a partisan. Because until the way we look on a partisan point of view, we need to do anything but more problem for our country. I appreciate you again one more time, Mr. Masako. Thank you so much for making me day and making many Sierra Leoneans day. Thank you. God bless you. Come back in, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, Mr.
I rarely give this man oh my God, the highest respect ever.
Yes.
Honor for that.
Honestly.
You know the reason why?
Yeah.
You know the reason why?
No, sir. Go ahead.
I like somebody. When I say patriotic Sierra Leonean,
yes.
One of number one. You number one.
Oh, thank you.
I get that credit.
Yes, absolutely.
And the reason why I get that credit, it's talk about what will be just one. I'm not saying Mr. Kutu with this. When this happened, the first message will come out. Right there, they say, oh, I'm not doing one green. And guess somebody where they talk to. Another audio come out say, yeah, let's go talk for 3 hours before they go do this year. You see, a treason trial, not a begin trial. When they charge somebody for treason, you gotta be careful. Don't go to this man talk so.
Mr. Masako. Yeah.
Yes. What you present? What is supposed to present? Exactly. Mr. Idea. See the president even talking at the say,
Yeah.
let this case go out.
Yeah. Yeah, boy.
And let's stop right there. Let's stop there. But before they go to house now, they say somebody don't call the wife tell her.
Yes.
So he gets confused. Why how you manage to stay? This is the problem. We dey rush on things where other people take them a different way.
Yeah.
And if you watch Mr. Masako talk, if you get kind of Mr. Masako inside exactly party, believe me, like Salon inside this year, Salon gonna be paradise.
Yes. I love that.
You know they can't for retaliate. Yes.
Yeah.
You know to say. You know they can't for retaliate until when after 10 years from now, it will affect you back again.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because me what you know if I grab and sleep till 2 o'clock, you come out, they say, Paulo not get no right for getting away from one other place.
Yeah.
But they don't judge Paulo now. Oh, Paulo begin whether they call, he talk to an exclamation for 3 hours. How? Because they want to draw an exclamation. They want to make an Alex say that was a coup.
Yeah.
Oh, so Paulo talk to an exclamation for 3 hours. How you go talk to an exclamation for 3 hours? And they carry a weapon I don't carry a weapon for 21 years. Yeah. Okay? Start in place a day, whether you are a sergeant, major, colonel, you know the carry go inside a billion. When you go to the State Department, when they reach there, they get put at the military now, when a top high rank officer, they kill a weapon, they take the serial number around. You know, they write the serial number with your name around. They have the bullet away can go. When they come back, they can't sign back the gear. But don't know it. But don't not take something we say because this, now they affect you. Now, the people don't make a look at you, brother, say, Mr. Masako. If people say, if Mother Bill let this man go, they will go against him.
Yeah. So like I say, Mr. Masako, once again, salute. And Mr. IB, yes. If it means that.
Even though we tell us the president listen to this message, he's still giving in opinion.
Absolutely.
Which he believe in. That's
God
what
bless him.
He's not scared, and at the right he wants.
Yes, God bless him. God bless him. And again, the president obviously he therefore watch this.
Come from your eyes.
Yeah, of course. Me too. They hold him back. Obviously, therefore watch this. If it means that losing another election, I believe say you rather make that sacrifice if then they even try for campaign against you. For now, you save a life. A life. The only person will get right for take a life at the Almighty God. So with a plea to you as the daddy of the nation, and with the voice of people like Mr. Masakoi, and we all will take we time out of we family time, busy schedule for sit down today and talk on national issue. With a plea to you for now you put that in high consideration for the betterment of we beloved Mama Salon. Having said that, Mr. Kutubu, thank you so much, sir. Come back in.
I mean, now you come up with the topic, not to me.
Come back in because the roundup now we don't exceed the anticipated
well, the only
time.
thing I will do now for thank you very much for this. Like I said, we are out.
Okay, and Mr. Kutubu, you did it, sir?
Yeah, I did it.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Talk at the back.
Oh, okay. No. You would listen to. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Good.
Yes, sir.
Like I did say, the politics how they do we where they out here or where they out. Politics you get 2 ways. People then seem forget a fundamental misconception about politics. Like you say, pass, you go to parliament or you be cabinet minister. No. Even what they do is not part of politics, a politics of enlightenment,
correct,
raising awareness, civic responsibilities, trying for guide people then because they can already argue. We were the overseen. Yeah, I mean we are going to be partisan people there, but again they can talk that contraption where they call green, white, and blue, you country for force, meaning that
yes, sir,
we for be able for muster the courage of conviction and fortitude. For call the issues them as we see them, because we know say those things that will get the country go before. We cannot invest in leaders in the party them so much at the expense of the country. Now, I'm box and when they put too much emphasis or premium on the leaders we party them.
Yes.
Then the question is, where is the country? Then the country, they don't say, you don't see the country again. because all party is either solid green or solid red or solid it or solid that. They wear saloon.
Correct.
One thing I can talk about the American people, they say anything about them, where he company they like the country. Anything we see for threatening the citadel of this country in the fight up as a call go. I don't see Nasalu. MPs them cannot even support one another. Like the removal of Ibrahim Bundu as a majority leader. That be for me. No president for do that. Except Bundu may violate the understanding of the house. Right? But for let a president say no more, what Bundu be? Bundu be one time for run for they get it flag bearership. Not because of that, they remove up, come out. You can't do this. The MPs have said, no, we don't allow this. We don't allow it. Dr. Yunkela got for talk and shut them down. Nobody, not ever, the parliamentarians in our country, they rescue. So why they would call themselves parliamentarians? All of it here. So until we all go back to we respective Fiat them, what you get for do, the parliamentarians, they can continue for argue. The first body where they put together since the 16th century that the parliament, everywhere in this one and the parliament, now only we no more than they told all countries in general, nine the parliament, nine subordinates to the executive. Now only we. Or any other country, advanced country, and the parliament they force.
Absolutely.
Now that means they not screw up the okay. President Bio or any other president is accountable to the parliament. Anyhow they look up, he accountable to the parliament. And the way the parliament they function, I mean you know the whole investigations, I mean you know the whole hearings, I mean you know the someone them for come. Like this state of emergency, so they would have way with them for handle that way. You go, okay, we don't see. They call the attorney general, hey, we don't look this here, we don't see all that here. You need for putting provision there, now we will condition this for support the state of emergency. Yes, we get crisis, we get health crisis now, but we also get for take into account the constitutional liberties of citizens. So all of that here, because when you don't declare emergency, the president can do anything. They can get on a court says the court they can go lock you of court not get that's where they call habeas corpus. You know, you don't be able to get yourself. These are all of the things that where the MPs are voting. But the long and short of it, I tell you thank you for the invitation.
Yes, sir.
I tell you go thank you. I mean, you know, we all can discuss national issues.
Yes.
You know, I want to say I enjoy every bit of Mr. One today.
Likewise.
Every bit of Mr.
Likewise, sir.
Very healthy. I don't get any regret coming.
Yes, sir.
Any day you call once the national issues that we can discuss, just I'll be around. For no discuss national issues.
Absolutely.
So you know, say that again once more. Thanks again very much for the invitation.
Take this opportunity too for tell you plenty thank you. We have take time out of your very busy schedule for come and address national issue. God bless you, sir. And expect me call soonest again for now we elaborate on issue affecting the country. God bless you,
no
sir.
problem, yeah.
Yes, sir.
No problem.
Expect
so the link, I'll be able to get the link now, so that use that same link.
Absolutely, sir. I will send it to you shortly after the program, yeah?
Okay, ma'am.
All right, sir. God bless you, sir.
Thank you. All right, ma'am. Good night, ma'am.
Good night, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. IB, I don't know if you want to say anything before I give a closing.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you very much for a program like this.
Yes,
and I'm glad the way we got that Kutubu Kande, other people that will call for Kande. And one of the things this way, I really applaud you that, you know, you're a neutral person, and you're a patriotic Sierra Leonean.
Thank you,
They
sir.
come out for now, we enlighten, educate Sierra Leoneans.
Thank you,
and like I say, we were there at the diaspora, we get heavyweight our voice. And the people in the salon.
Yes, absolutely.
And now be careful of what they say. And now be careful on the decision they take. And now be careful of who they will support. Because more than I am, now they make you in the salon, they mess up. Because they always get respect from we. And so when something happens, now think twice first before we come into the ear. And we come into the ear, we convince them.
That's good.
You know?
Yes.
The coaching will brother say so. And I'm glad in Samasako, you let thousands of Sierra Leoneans, they sit on the list to which he said today. Maybe some of them will change their mind, they will think twice.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yes, sir.
And that's what they look for. And people that can so when they come give you the opportunity today. Because no matter what we talk now, the Kokutu will say, Salon, they can do what they want to do. But sometimes they gradually they say learning an ongoing process.
Absolutely.
So people will learn a little bit. And we
Absolutely.
see where they happen now.
Yes.
Anybody forgo na the trial before they find a guilty. But we don't find somebody guilty before they even arrest them.
Yes.
That time I'm going to
Yes.
and like I talk now, we voice is so heavy now. The technology we don't do now. People are more depend on we than even the SBS alone.
That's all.
Again, brother, the time I know the bank newspaper, I know listen to SBS. I say why? He said, what one they give you? What they say that's alone the area. So that's how I tell you voice to go. So voice to go, let very be careful. And I really appreciate you. And you did a good job. Let God make you continue with this job here.
Amen.
For letting next Union we learn from here.
Amen.
Once in a while, who they come to talk, people they learn from here, and people they get knowledge. Maybe 2 people are here now. Because this program next week Friday, we say go on the day. That's special classes.
So,
You know.
yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anytime like me, I open and I will always like for give me your input.
Absolutely.
And I always not be embarrassed to anything.
Absolutely. And as you know, Mr. Sise, this platform, like how God guide me for put and say, not to me sabi, not to me know how, this now for every Sierra Leonean, irrespective of your region, your tribe, your political affiliation, and Monday again, God willing, with body a long life, we'll get another hot one. And again, now for every Sierra Leonean, I come, now we join voice in a sincere manner, under one voice now we move, so under one voice indeed we go move salon. If wrong is wrong, now we call it as it is. If right is right, we call it as it is. Then of course at the end of the day salon go better. Yes, sir. Once again, you thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. And I left you. Yeah.
When you drop the program, call me, please.
Yes, sir. Will do. Thank you so much, sir. God bless.
I'll wait for a call.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Fellow Sierra Leonean viewers beyond the Sierra Leone community, I take this opportunity for telling a plenty thank you. I salute you, Mr. Masako. I thank you for your patriotic approach in terms of national issue. God bless you and your family, and then God bless all Sierra Leoneans where they work towards national cohesion. I want to tell Mr. Kutubu, Mohammed Kutubu Koma, plenty thank you, where you honor the invitation and you spend time for now we handle or now we discuss national issues. I also want to tell Mr. Sise again, plenty thank you, where he joined the discussion, Mr. Ibrahim Sise, commonly known as APC Doctor. And I also did tell Mr. Alpha Sise, we all time devoted executive member of Canada, where they always take time for make sure say it contribute to the development of Sierra Leone at this platform. Anybody where we hurt today, but we words we not intend, would they ask for forgiveness. And again, I want to also tell what this are going for talking in English. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to Ambassador Malik for taking time out of your busy schedule to come today and give us a brief background on the late man, Honorable Mr. Fode Abubakar Mansari. And I also want to take the opportunity for tell Mr. Mustafa Mansari, the brother of the late man, plenty thank you where he can today and shed light on the background of an icon, a legend where we lost now a community today, and that of we late sister to Abi. May God sorry for them all. And I thank you. Once again, this is Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. I am Khadija Tijan Nabi. Good night.